25 World Series, 20 no-hitters, and 12 All-Star games. There will never be another Vin Scully, explains ESPN's Tim Kirkjian.
He's the best baseball broadcaster of all time. He did this for 67 years. He was such a regal and elegant man, and the way he used the English language was absolutely breathtaking. He is the greatest storyteller in the history of broadcasting.
Tim Kirkjian on Get Up. The Mariners tagged Yankees ace Garrett Cole for 6 runs in the first inning today. Seattle beat New York 7-3. Luis Castillo won his Mariners debut. A run, 5 hits, 8 Ks, and 6 2/3.
If you need last-minute hires in no time, you need Indeed. Their integrated hiring solution lets you schedule and conduct video interviews all in one place. Finding your next great hire has never been more streamlined. Get hiring at Indeed.com/credit.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musu. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there. Make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day.
It's hump day.
Oh, I'm fired up today.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Woke up this morning. Hump day. Put my feet on the ground.
It's hump day.
Thank the Lord for the opportunity to live another day.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Grab my phone. On the way to take a leak.
It's hump day.
Open Twitter.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
And I saw the news from Jeff Duncan. The Honey Badger's back, baby. Yeah. Not gonna lie to you, I was worried.
It's hump day.
I mean, I was a little worried.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Your boy just leaves. Don't tell nobody where you're going. I mean, ain't out there trying to put anything to rest. You know?
It's hump day.
But he's back.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Tyrann's back. Trevor Penning got kicked out of practice.
It's hump day.
I'm so fired up about this, dude. I can't even hold it. I cannot even wait.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Saints camp report in 1 hour with Graff. Nick Saban, I just want to pimp slap him a little bit today.
It's hump day.
We will preview the Florida State Seminoles in hour 3.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
LSU reports for camp today. Biggest camp storylines.
It's hump day.
Get into that in hour number 3.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
All right, let's get rolling here. A lot to get to, and glad to have you hanging out with us here. Of course, it is a hump day brought to you by Pluckers. Trivia tonight at Pluckers, 8 o'clock, both locations. Y'all get on by, win some Pluckers gift cards, spin the wheel, and have a good night. So, phenomenal news. Woke up this morning, like I do we all got our morning routine. A lot of us start the day just by going to take a leak. I put my feet on the ground. I thank the Lord for another day. I grab my phone. I open up Twitter. I go take a leak, and then I start my son's feeding tube. And today, on the way to do all that, I opened up Twitter, and I saw Jeff Duncan's tweet that Tyrann Mathieu back with the New Orleans Saints in the building, and that the expectation is that he would, in fact, practice, and he did, in fact, practice. You probably saw a lot of the pictures today. No fans at practice. They were indoor, but media were allowed. So Tyrann Mathieu back at practice today with the New Orleans Saints into the second week of camp. So he was gone for, a calendar week thereabouts, but took care of whatever family issue it was, whatever personal issue it was that kept him away. But back today on the practice field with his teammates. They're sort of reacclimating him in slowly. But most importantly is that Tyrann Mathieu is out there. Here was Dennis Allen on having Tyrann Mathieu back.
Got in last night, had a chance to visit with him at the hotel. Seems to be in really good spirits. He's anxious to kind of get back here and get started. We'll go through a little bit of a ramp-up period with him, kind of let him get his feet up under him. But, man, to have a player of his, decorated ability back in the building is a positive.
To have a player of his decorated ability back in the building is a positive. Understatement of the decade so far. With Tyrann Mathieu out, we know the story. I mean, you lost both of your starting safeties. You signed Tyrann Mathieu, Marcus May. May has had a remarkable recovery from the Achilles injury. With Tyrann Mathieu out, they were running P.J. Williams at safety. Two things that are not parallels and equals are Tyrann Mathieu and P.J. Williams at safety. No disrespect. I think P.J.'s carved out a really nice role for himself as a dime back in the NFL. But if you're going to give me Tyrann Mathieu or P.J. Williams, one is greater than the other. So, yes, fantastic to have Tyrann Mathieu back. Dennis Allen was also asked after practice today if Tyrann missed anything significant while he was out.
I wouldn't say so. He's a veteran player. When you really want to talk about what we're doing defensively from a schematic standpoint, it's not a lot different than what you're going to see in a lot of the other teams. Really, it gets more down to just terminology and just some of the minor little adjustments that we might make. So I feel like he'll get back in the swing of things there, and it won't take long. It's more about just getting him ready for football conditioning.
I could not agree more. When Tyrann Mathieu has been in the NFL for a year, there's not an ounce of me that's worried about Tyrann Mathieu's ability to get up to speed and learn a defense or know where to be or where to line up. It's literally just, hey, September the 11th in Atlanta, just make sure you're in football shape and ready to go play for 60 minutes. Like, that's all I really care about with Tyrann Mathieu. So glad to have him back. And sincerely hope all is well with him, his family, whatever was going on there that kept him away. But strictly from a football sense, great news to have Tyrann Mathieu back after being gone for a week. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. We're brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. Locations from sea to shining sea. 29 offices in 11 different states. That's Michelli Weighing and Measurement. They are the nation's leading distributor of scales. Walk into an airport, put your bag on the scale when you go check your bag. You'll see a Michelli sticker right there. All different sizes of scales. They can calibrate all of your devices as well. So many different industries that they service, and they are hiring at all three of their Louisiana locations. The New Orleans, Harahan location, Baton Rouge, and Lake Charles. Learn more at Michelli.com. Go to the website, hit the careers tab at the top. You can learn how you can apply for whatever job it is you're looking for. Want to have a great career with a company that's locally owned and operated and has been for 75 years? Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Michelli.com. Michelli.com. So it happened again today. For the third consecutive day, Trevor Penning got in a fight at Saints camp. And I think I came to a realization today. I'm going to do something that I don't do. This might surprise you, Muse. I'm going to buy a Trevor Penning jersey.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to buy a Trevor Penning jersey. I may never wear it.
Color Rush?
Of course.
Okay.
Maybe I'll buy one for Drew.
Oh, I like that.
Good move. I got to do it. Trevor Penning, for the third consecutive day, got in a fight at Saints practice. After practice, he fought today with Malcolm Roach at Saints practice. They scuffled and threw hands at each other or whatever the case may be, and Trevor Penning got run. He and Malcolm Roach got run out of practice today. Here's what Dennis Allen said after practice when asked about the players getting kicked out.
Yeah, we don't have time for that, and so, I sent 2 guys in today, and we got to get our work done. So we got to learn as a team how to compete and how to play and how to practice, all right, and push ourselves to the limit, but yet not take it over the edge.
Cry me a river, Dennis Allen. Cry me a river, Dennis Allen. Cry me a freaking river. I get it, you're the head coach of the New Orleans Saints and you got things you feel like you got to accomplish, but I'm going to tell you something right now. Dennis Allen may be going to the media and telling you, hey, we got stuff we got to accomplish and we need to be competitive without taking it over the line. But as soon as he got his ass back in the locker room today, I guarantee he went right to number 70's locker room, patted him on the behind and said, keep it up, big fella, because let me tell you something. In the history of the National Football League, the grand history, we are missing what used to be celebrated on NFL films. Videos of vaunted warriors with bloody knuckles sitting on a bench, completely spent of everything they had, uniforms disheveled, wearing dirt and sweat and grime and pain. Dick Butkus, Jack Lambert, the heroes of the gridiron in years of yester and yore and whatnot. Doesn't exist anymore. You know what we see? We see face shields, reflective face shields. We see multiple sweatbands up the arm to accentuate the bicep. We see pants above the knee, pants without pads in them. And you wonder why you get hurt all the time. Even the great Drew Brees wore Louis Vuitton cleats to training camp one year. A thing that happened in real life. You know what we don't see very much anymore? Trevor freaking Penning. We don't see a big old corn-fed monster at 6'5", 300 pounds, stepping on an NFL field for the first time in his life, completely unafraid, throwing dudes into the freaking dirt, unapologetically, slapping his own teammates in the jaw. Give me that guy. Inject that guy into my veins right now. Y'all, I was a fat kid, and they stick to fat kids on the offensive line, okay? I wasn't big enough, strong enough, fast enough, athletic enough, or talented enough in any way to play at any level other than what I did. But I respect the hell out of that. When you throw some dude on the ground 10 yards down the field and lay on him and let some of the spit come out of your mouth right into his face just so he remembers you, that's how you instill fear in people. That's what Dick Butkus did back in the day. That's what Trevor Penning's doing right now. That's what's lost in this game right now. Got me all fired up. You know what else I love so much about this? Hey, let me ask you a question. Hey, Muse, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
What's the thing that's motivated Tom Brady more than anything else in his entire career, even to this day?
He was drafted in the 6th round.
You're damn right. Number 199 overall. This year, Tom Brady launched a production company. You know what he called it? 199 Productions. Dude's won 7 Super Bowls. He is unanimously celebrated as the greatest player the game has ever seen. And even to this day, at 45 years old, he has never forgotten the disrespect that he had when he entered the league. And here comes Trevor Penning. Here comes little old Trevor Penning. Y'all seen the recruiting photo, haven't you, when he was at Northern Iowa? Skinny little Trevor Penning. Dude looked like a place kicker. You know what happened when he got to Northern Iowa? He ate a place kicker and gained 100 pounds and turned into a big old monster. So much so that he has this amazing career, and then he goes to the Senior Bowl. And you know what he did at the Senior Bowl while he's lined up against dudes from Alabama and Ohio State? Trevor Penning took those guys and threw them into the freaking ground and said, you know what? I ain't scared of you. I ain't scared of your scarlet helmet and the little Buckeye stickers. Take some of that. That's what he said. He threw him on the ground. He spit in his face. An Ohio State guy gets up and pushes him. He says, get off me, bruh. About to go be a first-round draft pick. Let's start as a rookie for the New Orleans Saints. That's what I'm all about right here. And then he is a first-round pick of the New Orleans Saints. And then he steps on the practice field for the first time, and you know what he does? He gets in a fight. It's like in prison. Not that I would know. But you know what you do there? They say first day in prison, start a fight. Find the biggest, baddest, meanest dude, go punch him right in the mouth. Make a statement about who you are. That's what Trevor Penning is. It's a prison mentality he's got. Not that I know anything about prison. I'm a nerdy white guy. But that's what Trevor Penning's doing right now. He's out there finding every damn body they line up against him saying, I ain't scared of you, bro. You may see Northern Iowa. You may see rookie. You may see all these things that you don't respect. But guess what? You are going to respect it after this. Trevor Penning is the 6'5", 320-pound Northern Iowa offensive lineman version of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He is the guy that you hate from the other team, but you are so damn glad he is on your team. That is Trevor Penning, y'all. That is who the Saints drafted. They drafted a guy that every defensive lineman in this league is going to hate for as long as he plays. Because he isn't just going to play to the whistle. He's going to play through the whistle, no matter the score. Because you want to know why? Because he's always a skinny kid who only had an offer from Northern Iowa. And every damn time he puts his hand in the dirt, it's going to remind you of Dick Butkus and Jack Lambert and all the dudes from NFL films with their bloody knuckles and their forearm pads, clubbing dudes up the side of the face like Jackie Slater. That's going to be Trevor Penning for the New Orleans Saints. And that is why I'm buying that guy's jersey. I may never wear it because I don't really wear jerseys, but my kid's going to wear Trevor Penning's jersey. I'm going to have so much fun watching that guy play for my team for as long as he does. So Dennis Allen can whine and complain about all this stuff. Well, we got stuff we got to do. Get out of practice. But I guarantee you, the minute the cameras were off and he walked into the locker room, he went right up to 70, slapped him on the ass, and said, keep getting after him every single day. To need Trevor Penning. My God. Got me all fired up today. I'm sweating again. It's after further review.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Look them up online, lainsurance.net, or give them a call at 293-0450. 293-0450 or lainsurance.net. Better coverage for less money. That's Insurance Network of Louisiana. So many people today trying to find ways to save money, trying to find ways to lighten that financial burden. We know what's happening with inflation right now. Everything costs more. So you either make more money or you find a way to save money. What if you could save thousands of dollars annually on your insurance coverage? It's possible. Let Insurance Network of Louisiana shop independently for free dozens of the top-rated companies in the world to get you better coverage for less money. There is no catch. There's no fine print. Either they can find you better coverage for less money, or they say, hey, stick with what you got, but at least you'll know. Insurance Network of Louisiana. 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and 7 have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Today's day, LSU reports for fall camp. They will hit the practice field tomorrow. They will have media availability at 4:15 Central Time. And then Brian Kelly will meet the media 6:15 p.m. Central after practice on Thursday. So Tigers report today. They're on the practice field tomorrow for the first practice of Brian Kelly's inaugural season. There is a lot that needs to be sorted out. My guess is they will, for the first 2 weeks, go blitzkrieg, trying to figure out what they're going to do at the quarterback position, getting all these guys reps with plays that suit their skill set to find out what direction they're going to go. Remember, Florida State's already been on the field for a week. They have a week 0 game. So because they play week 0, they were able to start a week earlier. So Florida State has already been practicing. They're going to have a game before they play LSU. It is imperative that LSU have a full 2 weeks to get ready for that game against the Seminoles. So my guess is they are going to work very quickly to get the quarterback situation resolved as quickly as possible. So Tigers on the practice field tomorrow. We will have LSU camp reports for you every day that the media is allowed to watch camp. Our buddy Shea Dixon has obliged to help us out a little bit with that, so we're looking forward to having Shea jump aboard with some camp reports for as long as the Tigers are allowing media to cover camp. So they'll hit the practice field tomorrow. Top of hour number 2, so a little more than 30 minutes from right now, Todd Graffagnini is going to be with us. Yes, radio voice of the Pels, but doing some double duty covering the Saints as well for the team website and team content. So Graff was at practice. We're going to get Graff's full practice report coming up here less than an hour from right now. There is some breaking news from the NFL. And again, I'm not super concerned with the particulars of the Deshaun Watson situation, what is alleged, what happened, lawsuits. The reason that I am interested in the Deshaun Watson case is because the Saints play the Browns on the road in Week 16. So Deshaun Watson's suspension is meaningful. And Adam Schefter is reporting that the league has filed its appeal in the Deshaun Watson suspension. Of course, we all know that the independent arbiter, Sue Robinson, suspended Deshaun Watson 6 games. The NFL supposedly wanted a steeper punishment than that. Apparently, Watson could have accepted a 12-game penalty from the league. Did not. It went to this arbitration. Apparently, Roger Goodell will determine who will hear the appeal. Goodell has pretty consistently said that he does not want to be the person making these decisions any longer, which is weird because that's what they collectively bargained. But anyway, in this tweet from Schefter, personal conduct policy states that the appeal will be processed on an expedited basis, and the commissioner or his designee may overturn, reduce, modify, or increase the discipline previously issued, and it will be final and binding on all parties. So the NFL has filed its appeal. Goodell or someone Goodell appoints will hear the appeal and make a determination on final punishment that is at that point totally final. The NFL had pushed for at least a season and but an indefinite suspension of a minimum of a season. And Deshaun Watson doesn't think he should be punished at all. So not here in any way to tell you what should or should not happen to Deshaun Watson. I think the court of public opinion has made up their own minds. You know how I feel about it. I am flabbergasted that not one but two grand juries in the state of Texas failed to indict Deshaun Watson, showing they had not a shred of evidence against him, yet we persist. I'm not saying nothing happened. What I am saying is we've seen plenty of situations in the past where people are convicted in the court of public opinion, i.e. Duke lacrosse, where it's looked at the other way. Anyway, you have information, I have information, make your own decisions. What's relevant here is that the New Orleans Saints play in Cleveland Week 16. And when Deshaun Watson was going to face a 6-game suspension, the Saints were going to face Deshaun Watson Week 16 in Cleveland. That's Christmas Eve. That's a cold weather game, outdoors, in Cleveland, in December, at a point in the season when the Saints are likely going to be pushing for a playoff spot if you believe what the prognosticators say about New Orleans, and I tend to. Vegas has the Saints at about 8.5 over-under. I think they're over. I think the Saints are a 10-7 football team. And if they're in the final 3 weeks of the season fighting for a playoff berth, which I think they will be, then playing Week 16 against Cleveland on the road against Jacoby Brissett is a much more palatable task than on the road in Cleveland on Christmas Eve against Deshaun Watson and the Browns. So, yes, there was a part of me that's hoping Deshaun Watson gets a stiffer penalty, although I'm not sure I believe that that's just. But I might be on this lonely island all by myself because the angry internet mob likes to convict everybody all the time without having full information. But to each their own. Again, make your own decisions. I am very, very interested to see what ultimately Goodell or the third-party designee rules into the Deshaun Watson case, because it's very relevant to the Saints because the Browns are on the schedule this year. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. Always love telling you about the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEYE.com. I care, I wear, I surgery. That's the Williamson Eye Center. Remember, schedule your family eye exam before school starts. Go get those family eye exams done. And all this month at the Williamson Eye Center, all their locations, Baton Rouge, Zachary, New Roads, Denham, Gonzales, now in Lutcher, all over the place. Buy one pair of glasses, get the second pair 50% off all this month at the Williamson Eye Center, their back-to-school special. Of course, no matter your age or your refractive issue, the Williamson Eye Center, if you want to ditch the contacts and glasses forever, Dr. Blake Williamson can help. Just go for that consultation. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEYE.com. All right, it is a Wednesday, which means it's trivia night at Pluckers. There is, last week was 90s themed trivia. Tonight is just a generic trivia night. Next week, Muse, what is Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul? What is that?
They're TV shows.
Is it the same? Because Steve sent me Breaking Bad / Better Call Saul. Is one like a spinoff?
It could be, but I'm not sure.
Paul, do you know?
I don't know either.
Okay.
It's not the same
We
show.
know nothing. This is the least pop culture-based show, apparently, that anybody will ever find anywhere. But anyway, so that's the theme next week. So whenever you pepper me with Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul trivia, I might have to phone a friend.
There's no lifelines here.
It's my damn show. I'll make my own rules. Yes. So I will phone a friend. We'll figure out what we're going to do there, though. But give me something for... And then, by the way, 8/24, Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars. Ooh. The Disney Pixar might do okay. The Marvel, Star Wars maybe if you keep it with the old stuff. The new stuff, not so much. What you got for me today, Muse? Any trivia to get us primed for trivia? 8 o'clock tonight. Both Pluckers locations, Nicholson and Bluebonnet. 8 o'clock, 5 rounds, live action trivia. Win Pluckers gift cards, and they have the wheel now. Every team that plays, you get to spin the wheel so you win something even if you don't win a round.
Like that, yeah.
Pluckers gift cards, Amazon gift cards, great gift packages from businesses all over the city.
Either way, I'm going to get some money.
You're going to win something at Pluckers, even if you don't win a round. You get to spin the wheel. All right, what do you got for me?
Area 51 is located in which U.S. state? No. Area 51 is located in which U.S. state?
True.
You have 50 choices.
Area 51, Nevada.
Yes, correct. That is absolutely right.
Thank you.
How many colors are there in a rainbow?
7.
Another one.
Am I doing better than you thought I would?
No, these are really freaking easy. What color is the EX in FedEx Ground?
Green.
That was a little tough, I thought. That was pretty good.
Are you impressed?
That one, I was. I thought I didn't think you'd get that one, I'll be honest.
I hope my wife's listening right now or watching.
What geometric shape is generally used for stop signs?
Octagon.
On a dartboard.
Paul, you impressed? Paul just gave me one of these. Paul gave me one of these. He went.
Did you know
he
that
gave me the eyebrow lift.
I did.
Okay. On a dartboard, what number is directly opposite number 1?
15. I mean, a little quicker on the draw muse. It's only a 3-hour show.
The fader was down.
Yeah,
you were close. It's 19. That was
that was a complete and total guess. I had no clue whatsoever.
What item is the werewolf most afraid of?
Ooh. Gotta call a friend. Get T-Bob on the line. He'll know this. It's obviously not the moon. The sun is The sun?
No, it's a vampire, yeah.
Vampire.
Silver. We're looking for silver.
All right, let me see if I can get one more. Give me one more. Trivia at Pluckers tonight, 8 o'clock. Silver, huh?
Silver,
you know what I went right to Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox. I'm thinking, what they? And the vampires of the sun, vampires, like you stab a vampire through the heart.
With a wooden stake. Or the sun. I mean, they have the sun, too.
Crucifix?
Mirrors.
Or is that ghosts? Crucifix or is that vampires?
That's one of the, isn't it kind of the same thing in a way? They're the undead.
Ghost and a vampire?
Right? No. What is the last letter?
Casper's a friendly ghost. Vampires trying to kill
That's true, Casper, yeah. What is the last letter of the Greek alphabet?
Nicholson, Bluebonnet, dine and carry out. 28 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. Pluckers, you don't like our wings? We'll give you the bird. You said the last letter of the Greek alphabet?
Greek alphabet.
J?
No, Omega.
Oh. Yeah, sorry. All right, I was off to a good start. I should have just stopped when I was like 4-0 or 5-0 at the start. When I had Octagon, I should have been like, all right, let's take this thing to the house. The more you ask, the more I was likely just gonna trip. But anyway, all right, it's after further review. Bourbon Dictionary with Taylor Calandro in about 15 minutes. We'll go around the SEC next.
AFR.
Love telling you about the Baton Rouge General Hospital, expanding health care in the Baton Rouge area because chances are you or someone you know or love has been treated by the Baton Rouge General for any variety of issues. Of course, they've got the Regional Burn Center at the Mid-City location. They've reopened the emergency room at Mid-City, doing so amid COVID to help our community at the time when it needed it most. Of course, the Bluebonnet campus and the Ascension Neighborhood Hospital has brought emergency care into Ascension Parish. I tell you all the time about the Express Care locations. It's walk-in, urgent care, 7 days a week. It's the Baton Rouge General Hospital. brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org. So many people have been treated and saved at the Pennington Cancer Center right there at the Bluebonnet campus. The Heart and Vascular Center. Oddly enough, in the last 3 years, I've had 3 different family members treated for heart attacks at the Heart and Vascular Center. You can deliver your baby at the Baton Rouge General Hospital. Learn more at brgeneral.org for the Baton Rouge General Hospital. Part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network, brgeneral.org.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Vizzy, the first hard seltzer with antioxidant vitamin C. It just hits different.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Somehow we missed this. Muse, I guess we missed this on Tigers and the Pros yesterday. I didn't see it either, but shout out to Blue Gibbons. You're my boy, Blue. See what I did there, Muse? You like it? You're my boy, Blue?
I like that.
Old school? You're my boy, Blue?
Fantastic film.
Thanks to Blue Gibbons, who texted me on the show text line. I tell y'all I check it, so please text me on the show text line, 225-396-4400. The Mets called up Kramer Robertson.
Shout out.
So apparently, Kramer was pulled in Syracuse yesterday, and they had to option a pitcher to make room for DeGrom. So the Mets called up Kramer, optioned Sam Clay, and activated DeGrom. So that's how, when DeGrom made his debut, that's how they made all the roster stuff work. So Kramer got a call up with the Mets. So we'll have to add him to Tigers and the Pros.
Yeah, he'll be in there today.
See if he I don't suppose he got any action. Maybe we could check to see if he got in last night, but I don't know that he did. But one we'll have to keep an eye on. So shout out to Blue Gibbons. You're my boy, Blue. Damn it, Frank. Blue was old. Also, shout out to John Fredrickson, Taylor Hudson, Tim Gotro, Scott Pritchard, Sean Comiskey, Landon Lambert, all who texted during the last segment and said Better Call Saul was, in fact, a spinoff of Breaking Bad. So next week, it's a Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul trivia night at Pluckers next Wednesday. So get on by there. Okay, Taylor Calandro in less than 10 minutes from right now. Right now, let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions, the Tennessee Volunteers.
A running back, Lynn J. Dixon, announced he's transferring to Tennessee for his final season of college eligibility. He actually committed to Tennessee back in 2017, eventually flipped to Clemson. Spent 4 years at Clemson, then transferred to West Virginia, but never played at West Virginia, and now is transferred to Tennessee. His move to Tennessee necessitated by an injury to running back Lenneth Whitehead, who will miss the entire 2022 season for the Vols.
The Auburn Tigers.
Ashley Williams out of Zachary, right here, just north of Baton Rouge. He flipped to Auburn on Wednesday. He had been committed to Nebraska prior. Williams is listed as the number 350 national recruit, number 37 edge rusher, 6'5", 225-pounder. He is Auburn's sixth commit for the 2023 class. All are 4 stars.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
This season's annual blue-white game in basketball is being played in eastern Kentucky, providing relief for flood victims up there in eastern Kentucky. But during the game, John Calipari popped on the Jumbotron along with Mark Few to announce that Kentucky and Gonzaga will play a home-and-home non-conference series over the next 2 seasons. This year, Kentucky will travel to Spokane on November the 20th, and then Gonzaga will travel to Rupp Arena next season. The two teams have only played once in their history. It was a Kentucky win back in the 2002 Maui Invitational.
The Florida Gators.
Man, unexpected, but good news for Florida baseball. Brandon Sproat, who spent much of last season as the Gators' Friday night guy, he did not sign a contract with the Mets after being taken 90th overall. Instead, he signed an NIL deal with the Gator Collective, as did starting catcher BT Riopel. So both are coming back to Florida after getting big-time NIL deals to spurn the draft. That's something clearly worth keeping an eye on to see if that becomes a trend in college baseball. Sproat's a 6'3 righty, averaged 97 with his fastball. Struggled early, but in his final 7 outings, he maintained a 1.97 ERA over 45 2/3 inning pitched.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Another big-name pitcher returning, a right-handed pitcher, Casey Hunt. He turned down the Pittsburgh Pirates. He will return to Starkville for another year. He was out for over a month with an injury this past season and struggled before the injury. When he came back, he really was pretty solid over the remainder of the season in 4 games, his final 4 games, through 9 2/3 innings with 13 strikeouts. He will be a candidate to be in the starting rotation for the weekend for the Bulldogs next year.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
And Bama announced longtime radio voice Eli Gold will be sidelined to start the season due to health issues. Chris Stewart, the play-by-play man for basketball, Paul, and other sports. Paul, you don't even flinch anymore when my throws are errant. I mean, I'm buzzing the tower, and Paulie doesn't even notice. He's just like... So Chris Stewart, who's the play-by-play man for basketball and other sports, he'll sit in the booth until Eli Gold can return. Gold's 68. He's under contract through the 2023 season. His streak of consecutive games called ended at 409 after he was diagnosed with COVID before the 2020 trip to Arkansas. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy, Trey Beal, and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products, online at gcopnet.com. gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. Face-to-face sales service after the sale. That's what you get at Gulf Coast Office Products. My guy Trey Beal does awesome work, man. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, the North Shore, Lafayette, got an office near you so they can get to you same day or worst case scenario by 10 a.m. the next day. That's Gulf Coast Office Products. All right, it's after further review, y'all. We're going to knock out our final break of hour number 1. When we come back, Taylor Calandro will be here with a little Bourbon Dictionary. And in 18 minutes from right now, Todd Graffagnini, who is the radio voice of the Pels, but doing some double duty right now, also covering the Saints. He'll join us with a Saints camp report. Tyrann Mathieu returned. Trevor Penning and Malcolm Roach got booted. Chris Olave is really starting to come on by all accounts. We'll get you Saints camp report a little less than 20 minutes from right now. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, woke up this morning, and even though it was morning and bright out, should be bright outside, it was dark because those clouds rolled through. Y'all saw the weather in Baton Rouge earlier today. But I didn't have any concern because if the power went out, my automatic standby generator from Schutz Electric would power right on and power the whole house. I cannot stress how easy this process was, how affordable it was, and how much of a pleasure it was to work with Schutz Electric. There's a lot of companies that have, they say they'll install a generator, but at Schutz, they have a generator division. It's not like they're pulling people from other sectors of the company to do this. There are people that this is all they do. And the install process, the permitting process, dealing with the power company, all of that is so important. And Schutz handles all of it. Like, I didn't have to do anything until they were done and say, here's how you turn it on. Like, here's how you maintenance it. Schutz Electric. CESofLA.com. CESofLA.com. Don't get left in the dark. Schutz Electric. CESofLA.com.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at revelryteam.com. Revelry Sports, the official tailgate partner of LSU Athletics.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off new Ford F-150s. We have new 2021 F-150s on our lot now with $10,000 off MSRP. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs.
Again, check it directed, let's begin. Party on, party people, let me hear some noise. DC's in the house, jump, jump, rejoices. There's a party over here, a party over there. Wave your hands in the air, shake the dairy, yeah.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
They're the gang with the slang. This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
All right, let's wrap up the hour here. Get your booze questions in. It's the first time I heard Taylor's intro and got kind of disappointed. I just wanted to keep listening to the tag team. There it is. Taylor, how are you, man?
Yeah, man, I absolutely agree 100%.
I know. It's way better than this.
I'm good, man. I'm at the beach. Life's good.
That's awesome. Good for you. I mean, weren't you just on vacation, like in Europe for 2 weeks?
It was only for like a week and a half, and that was like 2 or 3 months ago. And last year, to be fair, we didn't get to do a beach vacation because of COVID. So.
Oh, yeah, no worries, man. I mean, you can't hide money.
We're chilling.
We all know it. It's fine. You don't need to be
We're
embarrassed.
We're chilling.
Ethan, by the way, what's new? Got a lot of questions already lined up. What's new over there, Calandro?
We just received over the past week, early this week, we got our Penelope Toasted Barrel Single Barrel Select that we did. As far as I know, it's the first barrel in the state, and those are $69.99. It's really good if you haven't tried Penelope Toasted Barrel.
So Penelope has had a bunch of different toasted batches, correct? So I think the Louisiana Select 1 came out, which I thought was fantastic. I tried Louisiana Select 2, which I didn't like as much as 1. And how many are they up to now? And so, and this is your own private pick, though.
So as far as I know, the Louisiana Select, so they did select barrels for states last year.
Okay.
Because if they didn't get the yield they wanted, I don't think, and instead of putting product out that they didn't want, they whittled it down to a few barrels and then did states.
Got it.
Now they're starting to pick private accounts to do toasted barrels.
Very good.
And I think we're one of the first people in the state to get one.
Okay,
so I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, man, I love toasted barrel whiskey. And I thought Penelope did a really good job with the first Louisiana Select that I tried was fantastic. So, all right, let's get some questions here. Ethan Mott said, ask Taylor, favorite gin.
My favorite gin, and you know what? I've talked about gin that I don't like gin on the show before. I've actually started drinking a little more gin lately. I don't know why. I guess because it's so hot outside. But I love No Let's gin. No Let's is about $39, $40. It's from Kettle One. It's the Nolet family started Kettle One. They actually started making gin before they started making vodka. So it's very citrus forward. It's not super bitter, which I like. If you haven't tried it, it's a little change up from, like, say, a Hendrix, which is like heavy cucumber.
Okay. This is up from John, who said, ask Taylor, I came across an Old Elk Infinity blend. Is it worth the price? He says, I have the weeded and the double weeded. I like them both.
We got asked this question a couple weeks ago. Is it worth it? I think it's worth it. I think that's the conclusion we came to. I think it's worth it. It should be around $150 retail. It is on the higher end of what I think it's worth, but I do think it's still a good buy at $150.
I will tell you that I do have it, and I think that is the best release that Old Elk has done. And I had a chance at both their Infinity Blend or the 4-grain, and I picked the Infinity Blend over the 4-grain. So
yeah, sorry.
I was just going to say, if you're willing to spend $150 on a bottle and you would appreciate something that you think is worth it, I'm with you. I think that one is worth it, yes.
We would be the first people to tell you that a $150 bottle is not worth it.
Yes,
because
I would.
Said that multiple times on the show. Go buy a few bottles that are worth $150 instead of one bottle. But I do think that Old Elk Infinity Blend kind of fits its price.
Brian Chandler asked Taylor, any Eagle Rare in stock?
It's been coming in sparingly. It's been coming in more often than usual. So it's probably about once a month right now. Yeah, just keep popping into places around town. You'll trip over it.
Ashley Davis asked Taylor, rye versus sour mash. Why one over the other?
That's an apples and oranges question. I mean, rye, you're going to get that spice that you like, that people like, I should say. Sour mash is going to be a little more mellow. I love sour mash things. I also love rye, though. So if you're looking for something a little more mellow, go for the sour mash. If you're looking for something a little more kick in a cocktail, maybe choose a rye.
Let's see. Los says, Taylor, what's up with this pickle-tasting alcohol craze of late?
Man, so what I heard is it is the craze. He's probably talking about pickle vodka. Pickleback's been around forever. People have been doing shots of pickle juice at the bar with vodka forever. But now they started making, there's a few brands out there. There's pickle shots, then there's Texas Craft pickle vodka. And I heard the college bars is like the biggest thing on earth right now at the college bars. I don't know. I haven't been to a college bar in a long time. So, yeah, it's just pickle flavor vodka. If you like pickles, it's delicious.
Okay. Greg Tyndall said, I'm strictly a beer drinker, so I rarely understand what y'all are talking about, but for some reason, it just sounds so damn interesting, and I always look forward to this segment. Well, thank you, Greg. I appreciate that.
That's the point. That's the whole point.
Eric Gautreau said, ask Taylor, you ever had Hennessy Pure White? Recently got a bottle. It's really smooth. Recommend any cognacs?
I have had Hennessy Pure White. So Hennessy Pure White is a UK release. A lot of people find it in the Caribbean. It's good. Any good cognac recommendations? I love Pierre Ferrand cognac. That's a kind of a brand that you don't hear about that often. It is becoming a bigger brand, but check out some Pierre Ferrand stuff. And they've got reasonably priced cognac, too.
Ben Goins asked Taylor, thoughts on Casamigos?
Love Casamigos. That's George Clooney's brand. I don't know if he still owns it. His name's still on the label. But for the price, it's around Patron pricing. It's fantastic. All the silver, the reposado, and then I love all of them.
Jeb Whitley said, I found a Knob Creek single barrel select rye. Have you had it? Do you like it?
I've talked about Knob Creek rye on the show a lot. I love rye that comes from Jim Beam in general, Knob Creek especially. Single barrel Jim Beam single barrel Knob Creek rye is fantastic.
Actually, Erica, for my birthday, got me a bottle. Got me the Calandro store pick, Knob Creek. Which is fantastic, by the way.
That's probably the bourbon she got.
Yeah, it's not the rye; it's the bourbon, but it's
yeah.
But it's a
He was asking.
Yeah, he was asking about the rye. Yes. Greg Lehman, we got about a minute. Greg Lehman asked Taylor, if you were only able to drink one cocktail for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
That's a good question. The cocktail I'm drinking right now, and it's a Bloody Mary, probably.
And Chris Terrio says, "What's good?" While smoking some wacky weed, asking for a friend, you're welcome, Muso.
Ooh, man, find you like a good fruity drink, like
I love that you have an answer.
99-cent tall boy Arizona teas, man.
You
Go get
guys.
you one of those, bro.
I love that you actually had an answer. All right. He is Taylor Calandro from Calandro's. Enjoy the beach. Thank you for the time.
All right, Matt. Take it easy.
All right, be well. That is Bourbon Dictionary with Taylor Calandro. We do it every Wednesday on Whiskey Wednesday to wrap up hour number 1. When we come back, Todd Graffagnini will join us with a Saints camp report. Chris Olave showing out. Tyrann Mathieu showing up. That's next.
AFR.
Boy, rainy weather today. Awful weather. And I was driving on I-10 with visibility of about 15 feet. If you were driving around this morning, you know what I'm talking about. And it kind of registered how comfortable I was because I was driving my Volkswagen. I mean, I've been in a serious wreck now in a Volkswagen where I was stopped on the bridge and a full-size truck plowed into the back of me. And his vehicle was totaled and mine wasn't. 9 IIHS top safety picks. I mean, you're driving one of the safest vehicles on the road when you drive a Volkswagen. That's the peace of mind I have when I drive. It's a peace of mind I have whenever I strap Drew into his car seat with me or when Erica drives, because she and I each drive an Atlas. Test drive one today. Airline just north of Highland. You can search their inventory at southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction?
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
This is SportsCenter. Christine Lisi, breaking news. The NFL has appealed the 6-game suspension handed down by a disciplinary officer to Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson for violating the personal conduct policy following accusations of sexual misconduct. Commissioner Roger Goodell or his designee will make the final decision. The league is seeking an indefinite suspension of at least 1 season for Watson. ESPN NFL analyst Rob Ninkovich.
When I saw 6 games originally, to myself, I said, that's not enough. That's not enough. And there's a human element to this thing. And beyond just an athlete, I said this earlier, you know, if you're a super fan in Cleveland and you're like, I just want my team to win, well, football's out the door here in this instance. When you look at the report and the things that have gone on, 6 games isn't enough, and Roger understands that.
Source told ESPN's Jeff Darlington today the NFLPA was preparing to sue the league in federal court if it appealed the disciplinary officer's decision. Connecticut women's basketball star Paige Beckers will miss the entire upcoming season with a torn ACL. She was injured during a pickup basketball game yesterday. Beckers will have surgery on Friday.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt. I am sweating. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tom Blake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. We'll do some LSU camp storylines coming up 1 hour from right now. But, you know, just because we miss it, here you go.
Giddy will float it into Shea, and he throws up a 3.
Oh, dang it. It was not a good one.
7 feet.
That's what I get for going. That's what I get for just grabbing a random one that I could find. And of course, it was a heartbreak. Oh no, that was the good. Oh God, that was a good one. Oh, that was a good one. Oh no! Go back. Go. I can't believe I screwed it up.
7 feet.
Do it again. Do it again.
Nothing but net. Temple was trying to foul him. They didn't call it. Inbound to Devontae, 3-quarter court, good if it goes. He banked it in! He banked it in! He banked it in! The Pelicans have won by the most improbable shot you can even think of. Back-to-back improbable shots. And the Pels win it 113-110.
Graf, did he bank it in? Todd Graffagnini joins us. What's up, Graf?
Oh, Matt. You're killing me, man.
Dude. We're coming out of the break.
Interesting ball game there.
We're coming out of the break. And Musso goes, I need Graf Pelicans calls back in my life. I was like, get one, real quick. And so I just searched Twitter. That's the first one that popped up. And I didn't even put the context around what game it was, and I just saw that OKC made the shot. I was like, oh, damn, I picked the wrong one. I was like, oh, no, this is the pop.
Hey, Matt, you know what's crazy, man? If you think about it, that was a huge shot in the grand scheme of things. Think about if the Pelicans go to overtime in that game and lose. You might not make the play-in.
Oh, wow. Good point.
I mean, you want to get deep into it, but, yeah, that turned into a massive shot.
Oh, we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time to gear up.
Yeah, we do, baby.
Okay. Saints are on the practice.
Hey, John Facenda. You're John Facenda.
Hold on.
Are you going to write any more Trevor Penning rants?
Hold on. I didn't write anything, by the way.
Get the NFL, get the Raider theme behind while you Todd. That was just picturing Penning with his arms clasped and the tape around his knuckles and the dirty face. Of course, we don't play a game on real grass until November anymore, but anyway. It was a good rant. I liked it.
Well, thank you, Graff, but that requires now a reset for the people that weren't here an hour ago.
Good point,
I opened the show rejoicing over Trevor Penning, who got run out of practice today there in Saints camp. So Trevor Penning and Malcolm Roach get run out of practice. 3 straight days Penning's been in a fight. I love it because he's coming in just being mean, filthy, nasty. Dennis Allen kind of poo-pooed it today. What's your thought?
Look, I'm with you. I think, and look, he is encouraged to be playing the way that he is. And he mentioned this when he talked to the media a few days ago. That is what he has done his entire career, and that's the way he is going to play. He's not going to change. I think what got under Dennis Allen's skin today is, like you said, it's been the 3rd straight day now, and it wasn't just a little skirmish and you're just going to, miss a few seconds and get that right into the next rep. This was totally different. This went on for a solid 60 seconds, 90 seconds after. And of course, you could not see who was involved at first because every defender was surrounding the two, and you're going, who is it? Who is it? Well, it turned out it was Penning and Roach, and you really knew it because they started walking off the field as in out of the indoor facility because they were ejected. So I think it's the missed time that irked Dennis Allen so much. But look, I'm just telling you now, Penning is not going to change the way he's playing.
Good. How about Carl Granderson punching him? Like, that's the like straight punched a dude with a face mask on.
I'm telling you, I was thinking about it, and I texted you earlier. I'm thinking like it's Bad News Bears now, and he's Tanner Boyle, and he's taking on the entire 7th grade. I mean, he's just going to take on the entire team if it has to turn into that. I mean, J.T. Gray, Scott Plancher, Peyton Turner, Carl Granderson, and now Malcolm Roach. I mean, he's taking them all on.
Is Penning going to win the starting left tackle job?
Good question. I mean, right now he's still working too. James Hurst has been pretty good in camp. So, I mean, if Penning's going to win that job, he's going to have to earn it. I think we're really going to find out when you, of course, get into the preseason games how much Hurst plays. I can't stress this enough, Matt. Those joint practices up in Green Bay in a couple of weeks are going to be really fun to watch. And I think it's going to go a long way as to what you're going to see, who's going to play, and what spots they're going to be in. But, yeah, it's definitely – I'm sorry, I'm being bothered by my young son.
I love live radio.
I had to go outside, Matt.
I don't
I'm
care.
outside now.
Give your son the phone. Have you never watched this show before, Graff, or listen? I don't want to talk to him. I want to know what he's pissed about.
No, he's just pissed because I'm on the phone and not paying attention to him, Matt. I mean, it's pretty simple.
So good.
No, Hurst. Look, it's gonna be fascinating to watch, and I think both have a very, very good chance of being the number 1 left tackle.
Okay, so Penning gets thrown out. Tyrann welcomed back in.
Yeah.
How concerned were you about Tyrann when he was absent for more than a week?
A little. I mean, I was, and again, told, don't panic, everything's going to be okay, and I think the Saints handled it perfectly, to be quite honest. They said, he's dealing with some stuff, and when he's ready to come back, we're going to welcome him back with open arms, and that's exactly what happened. And you played the bite with Dennis Allen. They met at the hotel last night. Everything was great. Got back in there. They're going to ramp him up. He did not participate in any team drills today, Matt, but every individual and every walkthrough rep he was in. As a matter of fact, he didn't come off the field at all. So, and you got to understand as well, and Dennis Allen talked about it, he's a veteran and he's been in these defenses before, so he's really not going to have that much of a learning curve. And he was here during OTAs and minicamp. He kind of has an idea of what they're going to do defensively. So, if it would have continued for another week, then you're talking about how much is he missing, and then it is a concern. But I think it was right on the line where maybe a little concerned didn't turn into full-blown panic for Saints fans.
By the way, if you're watching the video courtesy of our friend Fletcher Mackel there at Fox 8 of Tyrann there at practice today, which is great to see. Todd Graffagnini's with us. He's on Twitter at NTGraff. Give him a follow. I wanted to also ask about Chris Olave. We're asking about Penning. Might as well ask about Olave. Again, I'm not there every day, Graff, but it seems as though as I follow along with the practices, he's starting to become more and more fluid, more and more impressive. People are talking about him. What's going on there with Olave, and am I reading that correctly?
No, you're reading it correctly, Matt. And again, I've been there every day and watched every rep. He just belongs. You could tell he belongs. And look, he's got work to do. He talked after practice today, addressed the media. He said, look, I got to still work on what I need to do at the line of scrimmage as far as getting jammed and not being able to get in his route quickly. But, Matt, what he does do is he stops and starts so quickly. His cuts, left, right, back, forth, he does them very, very fluidly, and he does not lose any of his speed. And after he catches the ball, he can get you those yak yards. And look, the ball doesn't hit the ground for the most part when it's thrown at him. I mean, we've seen some defensive plays against him, but if it is in his way and it is catchable, he is catching it. And that's just, it's going to be a very comforting thing for Jameis Winston to know if I get the ball to Olave, for the most part, he is going to catch it, and he can do something after he catches it. By the way, speaking of wide receivers, Michael Thomas participated in 7-on-7 drills for the first time during camp, so they're ramping him up a little bit, and he was targeted 4 times during 7-on-7, making every catch. So, again, with Thomas and Olave and Jarvis Landry and Deontay Hardy, who's having an outstanding camp, and Marquez Callaway. I mean, this is just a completely different wide receiver room than we saw a year ago.
Graff, they worked on third downs today?
Did for the first time, and that's actually at the end of practice. That's when the incident took place between,
So they ran him out there at the end of practice.
It was a crossing route to Traquan Smith. He made the catch. He ran out of bounds, and I'm watching the play, and all of a sudden I'm hearing yelling. I'm going, what's going on? And there it was, a wall of white jerseys. And I'm going, what in the world?
I love it.
Then 2 guys walked out of the building.
I love it. So good. And then we also got to see, you mentioned Olave. It was ones-on-ones today with the DBs?
Yeah. Well, wide receivers versus DBs. So you had a bunch, and that's one of my favorite drill, one-on-one. Mm-hmm. You know, you got the quarterback, you got a wide receiver, and you got a DB. And they're just battling it out, line of scrimmage, running routes, and you see so many combinations. And, you know, you see Olave, and you see Callaway, and you see Traquan Smith. Now, Jarvis Landry did not practice today. He had a vet day, so he wasn't out there. Now, we still have not seen Michael Thomas in those one-on-one drills yet, but they're amping it up. But you're going up against Paulson Adebo, who you could argue is the MVP of camp right now. They're going up against Bradley Roby and Alontae Taylor. So you're seeing those individual battles, and you know you see some wins and you see some losses by each side, and that's what you really want. And you don't want to see one side dominate the other, but there is no question that Paulson Adebo has just been phenomenal at his DB spot. He's playing physical. He is playing tight. And I tell you, when a pass is completed against him, you have everybody in the media looking at each other like they can't believe it.
It's a fantastic sign. I mean, then you think about a guy like Alontae Taylor, who the Saints used a high draft pick on, and I mean, he's just waiting in the wings behind 3 other dudes ahead of him. So Saints certainly are loaded there. Todd Graffagnini, radio voice of the Pels, pulling double duty right now, doing a lot of Saints work as well out there at camp. We appreciate the report, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, man. Be well. I had a total brain fart there, by the way. I credited Fletcher for the video of Tyrann earlier today, and I gave him the wrong affiliation. That was just a brain fart. He's with WDSU, of course. That's the NBC affiliate. My apologies. So, yes, but I do appreciate Fletcher posted the video on Twitter. We used it there. I just want to make sure I give the proper attribution and affiliation. So thanks to Fletch. All right, it's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. CBS Sports has put out their college football rankings 1 to 131. Every single team ranked. Where are the Tigers? I want to talk about it next. It's AFR.
AFR.
I want to tell you about Clegg's Nursery. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. By now, you know where they are. Segan near Airline. So if you're on Segan heading toward Airline, they're on the left just before you get to Airline. LA 16 in Denham. If you're in Denham, I mean, look, you take the Denham exit, you go left, you get to LA 16 on the left. You just can't miss it. There's not another garden center within a 5-mile radius of that Denham Springs Clegs. Mid-City on Donmore. So if you're on Florida, you turn off of Florida onto Donmore. It's right there on the right. And then the garden center on Greenwell Springs. If you're on Greenwell Springs heading out of Central, it's on the right. You can't miss it. Right there as you see the thank you for visiting Central sign. It's right there. It's Clegg's Nursery. They've got full greenhouses, an amazing selection of beautiful flowers that are acclimated to South Louisiana, so they're sure to last longer. Their plants, trees, shrubs, and, of course, their partner, True Value Hardware Store. Go find whatever you'd find at a True Value Hardware Store, including the Spartan Mosquito Eradicator. It's at Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside, off the bench, Hunt and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
You know that gif of Rachel McAdams? I don't know what movie it is, but she's going like, shut up. Like with something in her mouth. You know what I'm talking
Mean
about?
Girls.
It's Mean Girls?
It's Mean
I've never
Girls.
seen Mean Girls.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Whoa!
What?
I mean, those are movies 2004. Like, that's still young
Muse.
Matt. You didn't see
Muse.
Mean Girls. The movie's hilarious.
Muse. Who are you talking to?
It doesn't matter.
Do you think I've seen Mean Girls?
You need to watch Mean Girls.
This is our Citizens Bank poll question of the day. Do you think Matt Moscona has watched Mean Girls?
Listen to the show. I mean, you know the answer now.
Oh, that's the point. Well, I mean, but there's a lot of people on Twitter that aren't going to know
That's
that.
fair.
I just know the GIF,
You
right?
need to watch that movie. It's hilarious.
I'm not going to watch the movie. I promise you.
It's so
That's
funny.
people who tell me, oh, you need to watch the. Lee Feinswag's been telling me for 20 years, oh, you got to watch Blazing Saddles. Lee.
No. That's...
I'm not watching a movie from the 70s. No disrespect. I'm sure it was great. I'm not watching it. All right, Mean Girls was 04. Lindsay Lohan, Rachel McAdams.
Lohan.
Yeah, I'm not watching it.
So
anyway,
good.
if I have, what's the movie, an hour and a half? 2 hours?
Something like that. It's
okay.
not very long.
It doesn't matter. If I have that amount of free time in my life, it's not going to be allocated to watch Mean Girls.
So
okay,
good.
That's fine. We're way off point now. You know the GIF where she's going, shut up. What's the context there?
They're
Since
at
you've
lunch.
seen it.
Yeah. Well, they're at lunch, and one of the other girls said something. Shut up. Yeah.
She says, shut up. Yeah. Okay, great.
It's
this is kind of how my life is now. These are my pop culture references. It's just, what GIFs do I recognize? Right? I don't actually know the context behind them. I just know the GIF. There it is, right there. There it is. All right, so I'll put this up so everybody can know what I'm talking about. When Rachel McAdams says, "Shut up." This is how I felt today. Whenever,
yeah.
All right, that's how I felt today. Is she a mean girl?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
Regina George.
Oh,
She's the
That's a shame. When I think
most popular.
When I think Rachel McAdams, I think Claire from Wedding Crashers.
Oh,
and she's
Claire
such a
Cleary.
sweet girl.
Yeah.
Claire, that's who I think. I don't think Mean Girl. Anyway, Nick Saban was on WJOX and a radio in Birmingham, and Nick Saban referred to last year as a rebuilding year. Last year, where Alabama won the SEC championship, played for the national title, had the Heisman Trophy winner, and replaced the previous year's Heisman Trophy winner with a Ohio State transfer who caught 15 touchdowns and was named Freshman All-America. Nick Saban bemoaned the fact that they should have had 9 starters back on offense and defense, but 6 players turned pro early, creating what he called question marks. Hey, Nick, shut up. Now, do you get it? Do you get the reference?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Right?
Makes sense.
That's my point. Shut up. Like, shut up. Like, I get it. You're you. You win all the time. You're the best ever. I still love you. I do. Nick, it's me. It's Matt. It's the vulgar, loud student from the front row from every game when you were the LSU coach. Love you, man. Tennessee in 2000. Stormed the field after the Auburn win in 2001. Going to Atlanta. Beating number 2 Tennessee. I was there. You know what I mean? 2002 wasn't super great, but I rocked with you the whole time. 2003 was magical. You know? After you left the field, students kept chanting, "Save it, we want save it." Came back out. Final game when they beat Arkansas. Clinch the West. Go to Atlanta. I was there. I rock with you, Nick. I do. But shut up, bro. Come on. You can't call a season where you win the league, play for the Natty, and have back-to-back Heisman winners a rebuilding year. Ain't nobody sympathetic to you, man. I'd actually respect you more if you handled yourself more like Spurrier did when he whipped everybody's ass. I mean, Steve Spurrier, beat everybody up and then, shoved your nose in dog poop in the grass. He was just unapologetic. I respect it. As much as I hated him then, I respect it. He knew he was the best and told everybody he was the best. Anyway. Just after further review. We're brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Is this a rebuilding year too, Nick? I mean, they lost somebody to the draft, didn't they, Muse? Who went to the draft from Alabama? Jameson Williams, John Mechie. They had to lose some other people, right?
Yeah. The running back. They lost their Trey. It doesn't matter.
They've had so many, it doesn't even matter.
3 offensive linemen.
Yeah, all those guys. It's a rebuilding year, I'm sure. And they'll be preseason number 1, and
of course, yeah.
They'll run the table, and Hey, Bear Bryant was drafted by the Brooklyn Dodgers. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Now you got your.
I was Zach. I got what I learned.
Evan Neal, Jamison Williams, John Mechie, Phil Mathis, Christian Harris, Brian Robinson, Jalen Armour Davis.
I think the Bear made the right choice, though, for what it's worth.
7 NFL draft picks. Rebuilding year. You lose 7 guys to the NFL, you're rebuilding. Yeah, look at that. I looked up Alabama's all-time draft picks to see what they did this year, and the first thing that popped up was 1936. Paul Bryant, an end, was taken by the Brooklyn Dodgers. Now, was that a Brooklyn Dodger football team? Check that out. I think so.
The Dodgers were a football team at what point?
The Brooklyn Dodgers, here you go. The Brooklyn Dodgers were an American football team that played in the National Football League from 1930 to 1943, and in 1944 as the Brooklyn Tigers. The team played its home games at Ebbets Field of the baseball's National League team.
Of the same name.
I guess it would be like the New York Giants, the football Giants and the baseball Giants. Maybe you had the Brooklyn
That's a better
Dodgers.
what we learned than him being drafted is that the Brooklyn Dodgers were also a football team. I'm changing mine.
And then they were the Brooklyn Tigers, and then the Brooklyn Yanks in 1945. Now that just brings up all different kinds of questions. Did you have a Yanks and a Yankees simultaneously in the same city? 1945.
Yeah, you would have had to.
1945. The Brooklyn Yanks. Weird. Oh, I was going to start to tell you about the aesthetic medicine and anti-aging clinics of Louisiana. Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. You want to look and feel like your younger self? They can help at the aesthetic medicine and anti-aging clinics of Louisiana. Hormone replacement therapy can get you feeling like your younger self. And, of course, once you get in, you start looking around. If it's Botox, if it's Vaser lipo, if it's VeloShape, UltraShape, laser hair removal, they can help you look and feel like your younger self at the aesthetic medicine and anti-aging clinics of Louisiana. Online at theantiagingclinics.com. All right, so CBS Sports, they do it every year. They rank every team in college football 1 to 131. It will be as no surprise whatsoever that they have Alabama ranked number 1 in the country in the preseason, followed by Ohio State, Georgia, Utah, number 4. How about that? Clemson at 5, Notre Dame at 6. They will plummet. Oklahoma 7, Michigan 8, Texas A&M 9, Baylor rounds out your top 10. The other SEC teams in the fold, Arkansas is at 16, Kentucky at 23, followed by Tennessee at 24, and Pittsburgh at 25, which rounds out the top 25. If you're wondering, they had Florida at number 30. That's up 40 spots from where they were last year. That's a very, very, very significant move, obviously. Florida at 30. Forgive me, I missed one. Ole Miss at 27. So at Ole Miss at 27. So if you're looking at the SEC schools on the list, Kentucky 23, Tennessee 24, Ole Miss 27 is how they have it there. Florida 30, and there's LSU at 31. One spot behind Florida. I think there's some that, by the way, the little write-up said, will Brian Kelly find year one success at LSU? If so, to what extent? This is a team whose roster is talented, but not necessarily complete just yet. The former Notre Dame coach left South Bend for Baton Rouge last winter and will try to become the Tigers' 4th consecutive head coach to win a national championship during his tenure, joining Nick Saban, Les Miles at Ogeron. This season's schedule is brutal, as always, for life in the SEC, and LSU opens with a bang against Florida State in New Orleans. By the way, after LSU at 31, Mississippi State 35, Auburn 47, South Carolina 53, Missouri 67, and Vanderbilt at 113. Vanderbilt. But you know what? Clark Lee's going to have that as the best program in the country eventually, like you said. If you're wondering, Vanderbilt's one spot behind Middle Tennessee State. Wow. I think it's tough to disagree. If I'm putting out a preseason poll, I'm always going to look at who has the fewest questions against the most manageable schedule. And LSU does have talent. I think the receiving room is deep and talented. You obviously have an All-American there in Keyshawn Butte. The defensive line, like we've talked about, you are deep and talented. I think you have at least 2 really good college linebackers. Maybe what might end up being more than that. You've got a lot of guys in the secondary who have played a lot of football but haven't necessarily played together. Your offensive line and your quarterback, obviously, you know not what you have there at all. So, and new coaching staff and a really, really tough schedule, which is why, and you're off back-to-back 500 seasons, which is why I'm okay with LSU being where they are. I don't expect a team to be preseason top 25 when you're coming off back-to-back 500 seasons. You have a coaching change and that much turnover. I think last year's team was just dramatically underperformed. You had 10 draft picks. I just told you Alabama, which won the SEC and played for the Natty, had 7 players drafted. LSU had 10. You had 10 players drafted. And you were 6-6? I mean, that's why Ed Ogeron ain't the coach anymore. You had talent last year. You woefully underperformed. I think you have some talent this year. How much and what spots, what questions, that remains to be seen. The bigger surprise on this list for me is actually Texas A&M at number 9. A&M was 8-4 last year. They will have a new starting quarterback. They lost their 3 best linemen. Kenyon Green was a first-round pick. DeMarvin Leal, Michael Clemens on the defensive line, and then Isaiah Spiller, who was an all-conference running back. They only 4 players drafted, but significant players, and you have significant questions there as well. So I don't know that I'm down with A&M being a top 10 team. I understand why. I think largely people are, you're looking for, okay, after Bama, Georgia, Bama, however you want to slice it, who's next in the SEC? And there's a lot of different people with different opinions. But A&M may end up being that team. Maybe Max Johnson steadies them, and they're ready to take that step. But it feels like that generational class they just signed needs to get in and grow up and become leaders on this team before I really buy A&M as any type of a top 10 legitimate contender. So, see. All right, we will, in 30 minutes, run through our LSU camp storylines. Tigers reported today. They'll hit the practice field tomorrow. We will have camp reports for you all throughout LSU camp, so we're looking forward to that. Let me knock out a break. We'll come back. We'll do overrated, underrated. We still got Tigers and the pros ahead. We'll take a look at Florida State. Carter Karels will be with us at 5:15 with the Tallahassee Democrat-Gazette. He'll join us at 5:15 Central to preview the Seminoles. Kind of tell us a little bit about how camp's going so far for them. Remember, they've already started because they play a Week 0 game, I think, against Duquesne. Anyway, so we'll look at the Noles coming up here in about 45 minutes from right now. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Every home listed by every company, all in one place. Agent225.com. Agent225.com. You know where to find them. One of the things that's really interesting right now is a lot of people are looking at the market thinking, maybe it's not a great time to buy given rates and what the market's doing. This is actually from CNET Money. If you buy a house and you secure a fixed rate mortgage, it means no matter how much prices or interest rates go up, your fixed payment stays the same every month. So that's an advantage over renting, since there's a good chance your landlord is going to raise your rent to counter inflationary pressures. Makes a lot of sense. Follow Darren on all of his social media. He uses his social channels as a resource to inform you and educate you. Agent225.com. Agent225.com. Buying or selling commercial or residential. Need a realtor? You need Darren James.
Think real estate. Think Darren James.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off new Ford F-150s. We have new 2021 F-150s on our lot now with $10,000 off MSRP. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download and subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
Tom Brady's birthday. Leonard Fournette gave him a present. It's goat cake. Like, literally, it's a cake of a goat head. Fournette posted a picture of the cake on Twitter. Said, "Happy early birthday to my old head at Tom Brady." And it's a picture of a goat. It's a cake of a goat, and it says "Happy 100th birthday" on it. Is it right there? Happy 100th birthday. Is this real? Is that a real cake? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's real. Sure. Why wouldn't it be?
Huh. It's an incredible amount of detail. Whoever did the cake. So it's three-dimensional. It's not like a round cake like with a picture of a goat on it. Like, the cake is a goat head. Like if you would have a groom's cake that was like a stadium. It's like that. The eyes, look at the eyes. Those are like eyeball. What is that? What did you use for the eyes? Did they get actual goat eyes and shove it in this cake?
No, I mean, but maybe the eyes aren't edible. Maybe it's like
marbles.
Yeah, or something. Maybe the eyes aren't edible.
Maybe. I don't know. How did you get all the texture there? I mean, look at the texture.
I'm not.
This doesn't even look real.
I'm not a baker, but I mean, there's ways to do that with tools in the cake. You never watch Cake Boss? Cake Boss could do that.
You ever watch Cake Boss? Do I need to ask you the same? Do I need to ask you this question every damn segment? You never seen Mean Girls? You never seen Cake Boss? You never seen Breaking Bad? No.
Far more egregious than Cake Boss, but.
Like, you've got to stop asking me that question as if you're surprised when I tell you I haven't seen something. You never seen Cake Boss? No.
I didn't say I was surprised. Just asking. I kind of expected you to say no, but I mean, it is possible to do things like that.
Matt, I'm sure you've never seen the show Cake Boss, but in that show where they make elaborate cakes, they use texture and things like that. That's how you could have approached that.
Yeah, they do that.
Not, you never seen Cake Boss? No, never seen Cake Boss. You know what I have done before? I've enjoyed Celivate, which brings you overrated, underrated.
Overrated or underrated?
I personally think he's criminally underrated.
Presented by Cellivate. Cellivate is a revolutionary health-aware approach to energy, focus, and mood enhancement.
I was looking at the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge Twitter Citizens Bank poll question.
Yep.
And which is, do you think Matt Moscona see Mean Girls? And the Citizens Bank Twitter account, whoever operates that, replied, I don't think it's Jim Ferguson, but whoever it is, replied and said 100% that 100 emoji, Matt Moscona has seen Mean Girls. And I know the results of the poll now is overwhelming, saying that I've seen it. But now that I think about this, of course, people are just doing that to clown me, which makes perfect sense because that's what you do on Twitter. But of course, I've not seen the movie Mean Girls.
I think people are just would genuinely think that you've. I mean, it was 2004. It was a wildly popular movie. It still is. Oh,
you're welcome.
So good. So good. Overrated or underrated? The Circus.
If only you knew. But the context. We just had Drew's party. Erica did a carnival theme, but completely was step right up. It's going to be great. Drew is turning 8. Every year it's themed.
That's good. I like the rhyme.
Every year it's something like that. When he was 6, it's a pick 6. Last year was Lucky 7. Like casino theme, poker, all this stuff. But she got it totally confused. Carnival, circus, all that sort of stuff. She'll tell you not, but anyway. No, the circus is stupid and awful. Animals doing stupid tricks. Trapeze artists, I'm terrified, are going to fall from, to their death. Men jumping through rings. I don't need a circus in my life. Get out of here. Overrated. Stupid. Stupid and overrated.
Overrated or underrated? Pogo stick.
I don't think a pogo stick is actually very popular. I don't even think they exist anymore, do they?
I think they do, yeah.
I haven't seen a pogo stick in forever.
Stick exists.
I think pogo sticks are properly rated because they're no longer in existence. Because who would want a pogo stick?
Good exercise. Sweat a lot.
Is it?
Yeah.
$500 for a V4 pogo stick. Are you kidding me?
$500.
$499 for Pogo Stick V4 Pro Medium. You have got to be kidding. In that case, horribly overrated. If you are a human being walking the face of planet Earth that's going to spend $500 on a Pogo Stick, reassess your priorities in life. Next. I'm in a mood right now. What's going on? I don't know what happened. I was in a really, really good mood. Trevor Penning at the start of the show. Did you hear the start of the show today?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I was here. I heard it.
If you have not heard,
it was in my ears.
I think it's the Citizens Bank Twitter account taking a shot, which got me a little salty right now. That's what did it.
Overrated or underrated cotton candy?
Who cares?
Cotton
candy's stupid. It's stupid and overrated. It's sugar whipped up into something to get your hands all sticky. It doesn't taste like there's no texture to it. You put it in your mouth, it just dissolves. You're just dissolving sugar in your mouth. Eat something with some texture, some substance, some flavor.
It's just a pixie stick that's been
terrible.
swirled around.
Terrible. Cotton candy. Terrible.
Overrated or underrated? Will Smith.
Overrated. It's terrible.
He's not overrated.
Awful. He's a terrible actor. He's a terrible person slapping people in the face. He's a terrible rapper.
Now that is factual, yes.
All of it. He's terrible. Overrated. I'm saying everybody's overrated today.
Is there any Will Smith song that you like? Was there ever really one that you were like...
Wild Wild West?
I mean, yeah, but...
You gotta keep in mind, man, Will Smith, getting jiggy with it was huge. I mean,
it's just not good.
In 99, it was huge in 99.
But it's just not a good song.
Muso, you're lacking context. In 1999, it was massive. It was good then. If you drop Getting Jiggy With It today, you're going to listen to it and go, what is that? That's stupid. And I would agree with you. But in 1999, you had the dance and everything. Will Smith and the Fresh Prince was the height of his fame. It was a big deal then. 1999, it was a big deal. It's not anymore.
Overrated or underrated? Kickoff return touchdowns.
Overrated. Drive the length of the field, you chumps. Quit being so lazy.
Come on. It's one of the most exciting plays in football.
It's overrated. You know what's more exciting? Breaking someone's will on a 12-play, 89-yard drive that eats up 7:14 on the clock.
And you kick a field goal.
No. Got to punch it in the end zone.
Okay.
That's anticlimactic.
I feel like I've seen that a lot in my life.
That was the Les Miles era.
I feel like I've seen that a lot in my life, though.
Yeah.
That's overrated or underrated.
Presented by Cellivate. Just hydrate. Cellivate. Energize your cells. Feel the boost. Feed the body. Go to Cellivate.com. That's Cellevate. Cellivate.com. You can order online. They got it at the Matherns by campus. If you're in Baton Rouge, got it at Rouse's all over the place outside of Baton Rouge. Cellivate.com. Cellivate.com. I don't think all of those things that I mentioned were overrated. I just was in a mood. Just in a mood. I love a kickoff return for a touchdown. I think it's massively exciting. But does that mean it's overrated or underrated? I don't. Anyway. We'll wrap up hour number 2 with Tigers and the Pros. We'll talk some LSU camp storylines in about 15 minutes from right now, and we're heading to Tallahassee in a half an hour. Don't you move, it's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Rouse's. Speaking of Rouse's, you want to get some Cellivate? Go find a Rouse's near you, just outside of the Baton Rouge area. Rouse's.com. Rouse's.com. Rouse's is the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Football season is almost upon us. You're going to be having those tailgates, those game watch parties. Get everything you need at Rouse's. Of course, you can get all of your groceries at Rouse's. Curbside or delivery options are available. Go to Rouse's.com or download the app. Select your items. They'll go shop for you. Pull up into the designated spot. They'll bring your groceries out to you or deliver them to your house. That's Rouse's. It's about making it convenient. Hey, remember, they got hot lunch items every day and great dinner items as well. You want to take care of dinner for the whole family? Let Rouse's take care of it for you. If it's seafood, meat, chicken, whatever it may be, they got you at Rouse's. The official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com. Rouse's. This feels like home.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge. Innovating.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Wrapping up hour number 2. Remember, Trivia Tonight at Pluckers. T-Bob and I will be over at Oliver Twist for Scone and Tea at 7 p.m. So we'll look for you there for a live recording of Scone and Tea. Come on by, get you a cocktail, a break-even bottle pour, and have a good night. All right, Muso, Tigers in the Pros.
Tigers in the Pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge gets engaged.
So fired up about this. We have it confirmed, Matt.
Confirmed.
Landon Marceau.
Confirmation.
Has been called up to Double-A, promoted to Double-A.
Yeah, he did.
By the Angels. We manifested it here on After Further Review in Tigers in the Pros. Landon Marceau, now a member of the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
He's a trash panda.
He's expected to make his debut with the Trash Pandas Saturday, August 6th.
Congrats. Landon's always wanted to be a trash panda.
It's the dream, honestly.
As long as I've known him, that's what he's always told me. My very good friend Landon Marceau
it is the
said,
dream.
Matt, one goal, to be drafted by the Angels and one day to be a trash panda.
In High A this year, Marceau collected an ERA of 2.65 in 85 innings, struck out 69. 16 starts.
He's been pretty awesome, and we did talk. You mentioned when you read his line, it was it Monday? You're like,
yeah,
give this guy a call out. Come on, let's give this guy a promotion. And literally a day later, the Angels promoted him to Double-A. So that's the Trash Pandas are in Alabama?
Madison, Alabama, yes.
Madison, Alabama. And supposedly they're going to play in Biloxi soon. So the Biloxi Park that's right next to the Beau Rivage.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I'm sure, I would imagine there's going to be quite a bit of purple and gold if Marceau takes the bump in Biloxi.
There should be. Fired up for Landon, for real though, man. That's awesome. He's been killing it. We mentioned it earlier in the show, but Kramer Robertson got his second Major League call-up of the year, this time with the New York Mets.
Babe.
No action yet for Kramer, but on the Mets 25-man team. So here we go. We'll see if he can get in. He's on a contender now.
What a year for him.
Strange.
I mean, he gets the call-up with the Cardinals, quickly goes back down. Designated for assignment.
Yep.
The Braves pick him up, and we're like, why?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And now he's called with the Mets. He was in Syracuse, wasn't he?
Syracuse,
Syracuse,
yeah.
not called with the Mets. What a year. Good for Kramer, though, man.
Kevin Gausman last night picked up his 8th win of the season. 8 shutout innings against the Tampa Bay Rays. Allowed just 1 hit. Struck out 10 while walking 1. 103 pitches. 75 of them for strikes.
Is that good?
That's decent. It'll play. It'll play for sure. And let's see. Finally, we have Aaron Nola. I'm sorry, Austin Nola. We have Austin Nola. In game 1 of a doubleheader yesterday against the Colorado Rockies, Nola 1 for 4 with a double, scored a run, and drove in one. The double was his 10th of the season. It came off of Stevenson from the Rockies. 238, the average on the year for Austin Nola. And that's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. That's LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge has gone to get engaged for 40 years. When you're talking about diamonds, their shape, their setting, there's so many questions that you or I may not know. Lee Michaels, they have the expertise, they have the experience, and they will always give you the Lee Michaels experience. No matter your budget, whatever you're looking for, they do an amazing job at creating buying atmosphere, making you feel comfortable with a once-in-a-lifetime type purchase. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. Look at the red box. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Okay, y'all, it's after further review. SportsCenter's coming up. Get you caught up on national headlines in hour number 3. We'll spend the first half of the hour talking all LSU football. Tigers reported for camp today. They're on the practice field starting tomorrow. So we'll go through the biggest camp storylines that we're looking for. And then in about 20 minutes from right now, we're heading down to Tallahassee to get a preview of the Florida State Seminoles, who are already out on the practice field. That's coming up. Hour 3 of AFR, presented by Pluckers, staring you right in the face.
AFR.
Brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawbillsTire.com. Bumper-to-bumper auto service and name brand tires at wholesale prices. It's Shawbills for more than 50 years, since 1968 when they opened up their doors. Shawbills has been primarily focused on 2 things: selling you name brand tires at wholesale prices and treating you like family. They prove it with the Charlie's Dozen, which is the best service plan offered to anyone who buys tires, and they extend all the benefits of Charlie's Dozen to every member of the family, even if that vehicle didn't buy tires or you didn't buy tires to that vehicle at Shawbills. Doesn't matter, because it's just the right thing to do. ShawbillsTire.com. You can schedule service online. You can find the location nearest you at ShawbillsTire.com. You can even chat with an associate. Go to the website, hit the little chat bubble, select the location nearest you, and instantly you're chatting with a Shawbills associate. ShawbillsTire.com. Shawbills, where we keep you rolling.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The NFL has appealed the 6-game suspension handed down by a disciplinary officer to Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson for violating the personal conduct policy following accusations of sexual misconduct. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell or his designee will make the final decision. The league is seeking an indefinite suspension of at least 1 season, a monetary fine, and treatment Watson must undergo. ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky.
I thought that this was the right thing for them to do. Listen, the NFL in the past has missed opportunities to handle things the right way, and I really felt that this was a moment in time for Roger Goodell and his legacy and the NFL to say, you know what, maybe we didn't do things the right way in the past. It stops now, especially when it comes to women and sexual assault against women.
Sources told ESPN's Jeff Darlington today the NFLPA was preparing to sue the league in federal court if it appealed the disciplinary officer's ruling. Connecticut women's basketball star Paige Beckers will miss the entire upcoming season with a torn ACL sustained during a pickup basketball game yesterday.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote Renter's Insurance at Progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And, oh, by the way, it's a hump day.
It's hump day.
All right, y'all. Let's hump.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Tyrann Mathieu back in practice. We can all exhale.
It's hump day.
It's all right.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
You can acknowledge you were a little nervous. I was. Wasn't going to overreact.
It's hump day.
Told y'all that. Wasn't going to overreact.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
But I was a little nervous.
Hump day.
Like a duck. Calm on the surface.
It's hump day.
Feet under the water, flapping a million miles a minute.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Tyrann's back.
Hump day.
Trevor Penning got booted from practice today.
It's hump day.
Do yourself a favor.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Go back and watch today's show open.
Hump day.
Don't just listen.
It's hump day.
Go to the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
And watch today's show open.
Hump day.
I love Trevor Penning.
It's hump day.
My new favorite player ever.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Of all time.
Hump day.
Any sport.
It's hump day.
All right, not really.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
But I do love him.
Hump day.
All right, Graff was here last hour talking some Saints.
It's hump day.
Headed to Tallahassee in 15 minutes to talk to Carter Karels, who covers the Seminoles.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
All right, let's get going. LSU reports for fall camp today. Wednesday, today, LSU reports to camp for the first and the inaugural camp under Brian Kelly. Tigers will hit the practice field on Thursday for the first time in Brian Kelly's inaugural season as LSU's head coach. For as long as there will be media availability, we will get you camp reports throughout. There is availability for Thursday's practice. Media availability at 4:15, so we will, for 30 minutes, Shea Dixon will be out there for us watching, and he'll join us on the show in the 5 o'clock hour to give us a little recap of what went down at the first practice under Brian Kelly here at LSU. But when the Tigers do hit the field for fall camp, there are obviously going to be position battles and storylines worth watching. So that's what I want to touch on here. On the eve of LSU hitting the practice field for the first time under Brian Kelly in a fall camp, the biggest storylines that I'll be watching when the Tigers hit the practice field. All right, let's do it. First things first. And when we went through our position previews last month, if you were here for it, one of the ones that I talked about primarily that really has me concerned is special teams. And although we're probably not going to get to see much in practice with the media availability by way of special teams, keep in mind, Avery Atkins was your punter. He's gone. Cade York, greatest field goal kicker in the history of the program. He's gone. Damn near everybody who returned a kick or punt for LSU last year. Punts, Trey Palmer, Coy Moore, Deion Smith. All three are gone. Kickoffs, Trey Palmer, Keyshawn Butte, John Trey Kirkland, Chris Hilton, Corey Kiner. 3 of the 5 are gone, and you better believe Keyshawn Butte ain't returning kicks. My point is, you got to go figure out special teams in this fall camp. You know Jay Bramblett's going to be your punter. You didn't lost your long snapper. Remember, you brought in Skinner, the long snapper from East Carolina. So you are replacing all of your specialists, and there's one job that you know is locked up, and that's Jay Bramblett, the punter. Other than that, you got to figure that out this camp. That, for me, is the 4th biggest question mark in fall camp. Number 3, I like that sound effect. It was really powerful. A little zoom, boom, pow. The chicken's jacking my style. They try to copy my swagger. I'm on that next-ish now. Did I just make that song infinitely less cool than it was? I don't care. Not even mad. Linebacker. I think this is a position where we are assuming LSU is set because they have bodies. What they don't have is production at linebacker, and they need to figure it out. Damone Clark was your leading tackler a year ago with 135 tackles. I'll say it again. Damone Clark was your leading tackler with 135 tackles. That was second in the country. If Damone Clark had played in the bowl game, he would have led college football in tackles last season. He's gone. Your second leading tackler was Micah Baskerville with 83. There is nobody else on your roster with that many skins on the wall. Mike Jones had 34 last year. You got to go way down to find Greg Penn with his 11 tackles a season ago. You bring in Colby Fields, the transfer from South Carolina. You bring in West Weeks, the transfer from Virginia. You signed 5-star Harold Perkins. A lot of guys, a lot of promise, not a lot of skins on the wall. So, can Micah Baskerville reestablish himself as a starter? Is Mike Jones ready to be an every down linebacker in the SEC? Is Greg Penn ready to take that step like a lot of people around the program think or hope he is? You got to get answers to the affirmative there, because the reason your defense was even somewhat respectable last year is because Damone Clark played his behind off every snap and made every dang tackle. And that when he didn't, Baskerville was making the other one. He wasn't even starting for you in spring. You got to figure out linebacker in fall camp. All right, by now you should know where this one is going to go, but when LSU played Kansas State in the bowl game, your starting offensive line was Austin Deculus, not here anymore. Chasen Hines, not here anymore. Cam Wire, who is here, but not guaranteed a starting spot. Certainly not at left tackle where he started in that bowl game. Liam Shanahan, not here anymore. Ed Ingram, not here anymore. 4 of your 5 starters in that bowl game against Kansas State are gone. The one guy returning is probably going to lose his job to a true freshman. That's not good. LSU has 10 players that have made at least one start on the offensive line in their college career. 10 guys. There's 2 ways to look at that. Number 1, got a lot of guys with experience. Or number 2, all those guys who have played and you don't have a starting 5 yet? Just because you played doesn't mean you played well. I think that's the symptom of this LSU offensive line. Y'all, they got receivers. And I think they have really talented running backs as well. We'll find out who's going to play quarterback. But if that offensive line is a sieve, none of that matters. If the quarterback doesn't have time to throw it to the really good receivers, if the really talented running backs don't have holes to run through, none of that matters. At this level, games, this is not breaking news. Like, you all know this intuitively. Like, you all watch football, clearly. You're listening to a sports talk show. You get it. Games are won and lost at the line of scrimmage. You've got to be able to move other large human beings. I have no earthly idea whatsoever if LSU's offensive line is going to be worth a good gosh darn. I think Brad Davis is a fantastic coach, and I think he coached them up really well throughout the season a year ago. They were very bad to start the season. Tommy Moffitt sat next to me yesterday and acknowledged that was a weakness on that team a year ago. You got a lot of guys. You brought in transfers. I don't know if Tremont Shorts is going to be any good. I don't know if Miles Frazier is going to start. I don't know if Will Campbell's ready to be a starter as a true freshman at left tackle. I have no idea who's going to play center. Is Charles Turner finally ready to take that step? If not, someone who's never played center before is going to have to be your starting center. You got a lot of questions there, and you got 4 weeks to figure it out on the offensive line. And, of course, it goes without saying, the most important position in all of team sports is quarterback. And nobody knows who LSU's quarterback is going to be. And I don't even think Brian Kelly right now knows who LSU's quarterback can be. I think he has an idea of who he'd like it to be if everything goes well. But I can make a case for any of the 3 guys that are in the competition. I know Walker Howard's there, but we all understand Walker Howard's going to take a red shirt this year. I can make the case for Miles Brennan. 6th year, stoic, tall kid, big arm, tons of arm talent, been around, respected the teammates, all that stuff. That's true. I could make the case for Jaden Daniels. 30 career starts. He's been dynamic. The most dynamic skill set with his running ability. He's by far the most experienced of any of the quarterbacks. And if they were happy with their room, why would they have gone and got him? I could make the case for Jaden Daniels. I could make the case for Garrett Nussmeier. Nobody was more talked about during spring than Nussmeier. Redshirt freshman Malik Neighbors yesterday gushed about the progress that Garrett Nussmeier has made. Phenomenal leader. The arm talent's undeniable. He's got the moxie, the son of a coach. He's got the arm talent. Got all of it. Got the whole package. Careless with the football. Can you really afford turnovers with a first-time starter? That's a big question as well. They got 2 weeks to figure that out. Y'all, Florida State has a week 0 game. They're already practicing. They've got a jump start on LSU. So the Tigers have got to get quarterback figured out so they can have 2 weeks of just sprinting toward that game against Florida State. 'Cause you've got to get off on a good foot this season under Brian Kelly in the Superdome against the Seminoles. Those are the top 4 storylines I'm looking at when the Tigers hit the practice field to start fall camp on Thursday. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Y'all, I mean, it was a deluge in town today. I mean, it might still be raining, actually. From the moment I woke up, even to right now, and it's not supposed to rain, quit raining all night long. When you're in the roofing business, rain like this is a little bit of a catch-22. Of course, the phones ring a lot when it rains like this because people who have roof issues learn they have roof issues when it rains. The flip side of that is it's really hard to do work on roofs when it's raining. But that's why it's imperative for you to give us a call. Reserve your spot in line. As soon as the weather clears, as soon as it dries out, we'll have that inspection. We'll be out to see you as soon as it's safe. HudcoRoofing.com. Go to HudcoRoofing.com. You'll see right there on the homepage where it says get your free inspection. Fill out your name, phone number, email, just a little bit of info. It'll take you 60 seconds. Boom, you're in our system. We'll be in touch with you. We will have an inspector at your house ready to walk your roof to spot any damage and help you file that insurance claim if it's warranted. commercial or residential, it's Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Roof repairs, roof replacements, whatever roofing issue you may have, we'd love to help you out. It's Hudco Roofing, a Louisiana company, Louisiana-owned, Louisiana-born, using Louisiana products with Louisiana people. It's Hudco Roofing. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. Let's go to Tallahassee next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Man, we are just about a month away from LSU and Florida State opening up the 2022 season in the Superdome. The Noles will have a Week 0 game, so they'll already have practice underway, which is why I wanted to go to Tallahassee, give a little sneak preview on the Noles as they're sort of pushing off from the dock already. Carter Karels covers Florida State. He's the beat writer there for the Tallahassee Democrat and Noles Sports. Good enough to join us here for a couple of minutes. Carter, we appreciate it, man. How are you?
Doing great. Excited for football.
I think we all
That's
are.
how I'm doing.
We all are, man. I think LSU and Florida State are both interesting because both have coaching questions. Brian Kelly is obviously sort of a very interesting test case nationally. And when you look at what's going on there with Mike Norvell, year 3 feels, outside looking in, very pivotal. What's the temperature inside of the program? How important is it for Norvell and Florida State to show that improvement this year?
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think there was sort of a grace period for Mike Norvell, considering the circumstances he inherited. He had to really turn over this roster at the beginning of the 2020 season, and really has been doing that since. He's hammered the transfer portal pretty hard, but he also, inherited it right before a pandemic started, and so he couldn't get really spring practices. He couldn't go out and see recruits. Recruits couldn't really come to campus. So he was at a pretty severe disadvantage to start off. And so that's why I think the first couple seasons, he's kind of given a little bit of a mulligan. But this is really that first season where you say, oh, okay, haven't gone above 500 since the 2017 season. It's got to happen this season. And I don't think anyone's expecting Florida State to be, a 10-win team or anything super special, but they want to see that growth. And I think Florida State's coaching staff, they feel pretty good relative to their expectations. I think they can kind of get over that hump and kind of show that, hey, there's some progress being made. And from the practices we've seen so far, there have been 6 preseason practices, if you can believe that. We've also seen them in the spring as well. I do think they seem like a team that can win, about 7 games this season.
Is that, I was going to ask the expectation, is that the expectation there? Look, internally, you ask a player or a coach, they're going to say they want to win them all. But realistically, is 7, 8, is that the expectation?
Well, at ACC Media Days, the preseason poll for them was to finish 5th in the Atlantic Division. And every team, I believe, since 2017 who's finished 5th has not had a record of 500 or better. So I think maybe the expectation is for them to get 5 or 6 wins. From what I've seen, I'm feeling more like anywhere between 6 and 8 wins. Their schedule does have some rough patches, but I do feel like they, over the last couple seasons have been a fairly young team, and really last season they were a couple coin flips away from being a 7-win team. Compared to last season, they're much better, in my opinion, and they've added the right pieces to the transfer portal to give me some confidence that in those coin flip games, and there will be, a handful of them this season, I think they can come out on top. It was a little bit difficult for them to do that at times last season, but I think they've grown enough culturally and have better pieces in the right spots compared to last season. So, last season you saw it come close to being a 7-win team. I think this season they kind of go over that hump a little bit.
Hey, Carter, one of those was the opener against Notre Dame. It was an overtime game on Labor Day weekend where Notre Dame escaped Doak Campbell there with a win, 41-38 in overtime. Does having played, obviously, so the Noles saw Brian Kelly last year. Does that benefit one side or the other, that familiarity?
I don't think so. I think if he had brought Marcus Freeman or Tommy Reese, his coordinators from last year, to LSU, if he had brought, a couple transfers from Notre Dame, I think maybe it makes a difference, but it's a pretty new coaching staff, pretty new team. So I'm not sure there will be too much of like a familiarity thing there. I do think having that week to sort of knock the rust out, kind of know more about your depth chart, kind of get your feet under you in that week 0 game against Duquesne. I think that'll be an advantage. I don't know if it'll be a significant advantage, but I think there's always a benefit having that week to kind of, iron out the wrinkles and kind of get yourself established a little bit.
Carter Karels is with us, NoleSports.com, Tallahassee Democrat, talking some Florida State. Let's start with the roster a little bit. You mentioned the portal. There are some notable transfers. I guess that's probably true for every team in college football. Who are the notable new names for the Seminoles this year?
Well, they got the number 2 defensive end in the transfer portal, and Jared Verse. Really interesting prospect. He played 2 or 3 seasons at the University at Albany, which is an FCS program. So no FBS experience, but he showed enough in that time, and he showed enough this offseason to really kind of cement himself already as a top 5 player on the team. We talked to the defensive coordinator, Adam Fuller, a couple months ago, and he was saying that this is already the fastest defensive end that he's ever coached. Just a guy who I think will probably lead Florida State in sacks this year. I don't expect him to be nearly as impactful as Jermaine Johnson was last year. It's kind of a high, maybe an unfair expectation for him, but I do think he can make a difference with his speed off the edge. Another one that's really flashed in practice has been Trey Benson, who is a running back from Oregon. Hadn't really done a ton at Oregon, and a lot of that was because he suffered a pretty significant knee injury in December of 2020. But for the first time really since that injury, he has looked, fast and explosive and fully comfortable, pretty much his full self, or his former self. Oregon, a program like Oregon, recruited him for a reason. Now he's kind of showing that, and I think he'll lead Florida State in rushing this season, just from what I've seen, because I think he adds a really good balance of power and speed and explosiveness. I think he'll be a load to handle for opposing defenses. Other than those two, there's a couple others. I mean, you got Tatum Bethune, who was an all AAC player as a linebacker for UCF. I expect him to be in a starting role this season. You got a couple others. The receiver from Oregon, Micah Pittman. You've probably heard his brother's name, Michael Pittman Jr. There's quite a few. It's going to be interesting because I know LSU has added quite a few transfers. So I kind of called this game the melting pot of college football game, because there's just going to be so many guys from a bunch of different teams.
It feels like that might be true for every school in college football, but these two in particular. Look, Jordan Travis LSU's going to hit the practice field not knowing who its quarterback is. They're going to have to figure that out in camp. Yeah. Florida State knows who their quarterback is in Jordan Travis. How good is he now? How good can he be this year?
Well, I think it's a very, very strong year at quarterback in the AAC or in the ACC. And so I think when you compare him to the ACC, he's probably about middle of the road. But I think Florida State feels better about its quarterback situation than they've had in a long time. A lot of that has to do with his experience. A lot of that has to do with the work he did this offseason. He gained about 10 or 15 pounds this offseason because durability had been a little bit of an issue for him. When he has played for Florida State, though, they've done some pretty good things on the field. When he hasn't, it's been pretty bad. So I think when you've probably seen Florida State lose a lot of games in the last couple of years, it's probably because he hasn't been at quarterback. When they have won games, he has. But he's taken that next step as far as being a little bit better with his deep ball, being better with, ball placement and timing and things like that. Everyone knows kind of what he's able to do with his legs. He's certainly one of the fastest players on the team. But yeah, certainly this is a huge year for him too. Year 4, and I think he can make that jump this year. But with how strong the conference is at quarterback, I'd still probably pin him as about a middle of the road ACC quarterback.
Carter, weaknesses, at least perceived, here in fall camp, offensive, defensive. What are the biggest concerns for this team?
I think at number 1, it's wide receiver. And the reason for that is they just haven't had a true number 1. In the last 2 years, they have not had a single player to reach 400 yards receiving, which is pretty crazy. I mean, it has been a bad receiving core. It's a reason why they added 4 transfers this offseason. And unfortunately for Florida State, their top wide receiver transfer, Winston Wright, suffered a pretty significant injury from a car accident that he was involved in March. So they had some kind of bad luck there. And I know he's working his way back, but that certainly has hindered them in recent years. I'd say, their offensive line has taken some really positive steps, but there are still some questions there. Their secondary is pretty young, but I think they're a promising group. I think tight end is another weakness for them. So overall, it's really the passing game that I'm the most curious about because I just don't think they have that bona fide number 1 option that you'd like to have at wide receiver.
He is Carter Karels, NoleSports.com, Tallahassee Democrat, on Twitter at Carter Karels, Karels, as we inch closer to LSU and Florida State. I want to follow him for FSU news. Before you go, just an early thought on that LSU-Florida State game, kind of what the perception is in Tallahassee?
Man, I just think it's such a huge game, really, for both programs. I mean, we know, you guys know how big it is for Brian Kelly to start off well for LSU. Florida State, going 8-13 the last 2 seasons, it was sort of like I said, they were kind of given a pass for that. But now this is the season where they really need to kind of trend in that positive direction. I think they've had enough moral victories. We talked about the Notre Dame game last year. They've had enough of those that I don't think this fan base is going to be fully content with playing LSU close. I think they come into this game wanting that win. And so I do think there are some pretty high expectations with this game. Now, if they play them close and lose, I don't think it's going to be disaster mode here. But like I said, this is kind of the season where they want to see those coin flip games be won. And I'm not saying this is a coin flip game per se. I do think LSU will be favored, but I do think Florida State does have an outside chance of winning. And like I said, I think their fan base is pretty hungry for that.
He is Carter Karels, again on Twitter at Carter Karels, Karels. Y'all give him a follow if you want some Florida State news as we get closer to kickoff. Hey, man, I'll probably bother you again before September the 4th. So I appreciate you for jumping aboard with us today, man. Thank you.
Hey, absolutely. Appreciate you having me.
It is our pleasure. It's After Further Review. Thanks for being here with us. We're brought to you by GMFS Mortgage, GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives since 1999. Home buy, refi, construction loans. They do it all at GMFSmortgage.com. You can even do a cash-out refi. How about that? You want some cash to do that home improvement project you've been putting off? Maybe build that outdoor kitchen, update your kitchen, your bathroom, put new floors in. Use the equity that you have in your home to do that project. GMFS Mortgage can show you how. Get in touch with a local loan officer. Just go to the website, hit Loan Officers tab at the top, find that loan officer nearest you, and they'll get you started. GMFSmortgage.com, changing lives. Interesting convo there with Carter Karels. I think a very realistic look at Florida State. And, He said he's not sure if he would call that opener a coin flip game. I mean, look, if by definition you look at a coin flip game as something within a field goal either way, that's what this is. I mean, LSU, if you look at the early lines that Vegas has posted, somewhere around a field goal. LSU about a field goal favorite, which feels about right. It's a neutral site, but LSU is going to have a decided home crowd advantage in the Superdome. So, and I think two things. I think, number one, Brian Kelly having prepared for Florida State a year ago is a benefit to LSU. But I also think playing week 0 is a benefit to Florida State. So maybe those two things counter themselves out. And both teams do have a lot of questions coming into camp. I mean, it's very similar. I mean, it's just that LSU has had the more recent success with winning a national championship in 2019, but the last 2 years haven't been good for either team. I mean, Florida State was 3-7 in the COVID year and then 5-7 last year. So, it's not been good in either place, and I don't think either fan base is content with how it's gone the past 2 years. And it's a very big game because it's a separation game for two programs that have not been living up to expectation. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break, y'all. If you want to react to that, you can. Join us. It's AFR.
AFR.
Hump Day Show is brought to you by Pluckers Nicholson, just south of campus, Bluebonnet, right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. Dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Uber Eats, DoorDash can have your Pluckers delivered to you. But remember, tonight and every Wednesday is trivia. 8 o'clock, both Pluckers locations, Nicholson or Bluebonnet. Live action trivia. No specific theme this week, although the themed trivia rounds are coming back next week. So, test your general knowledge, win Pluckers gift cards, and one of the coolest things that Pluckers is doing is every team, whether you win a round or not, every team is going to win something. Every team, just for playing, you get to spin the prize wheel, and you'll get the chance to win something. A Pluckers gift card, something on the Pluckers menu, if it's 10 free wings or something like that. Great prizes from area businesses. It'll be at Pluckers for trivia. So make Wednesday nights at Pluckers, 8 o'clock, your staple. Pluckers, Nicholson or Bluebonnet, dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. You don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off new Ford F-150s. We have new 2021 F-150s on our lot now with $10,000 off MSRP. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside, off the bench, Hunt and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, when I get out of here, jetting over to Oliver Twist, T-Bob and I will have Scone and Tea tonight. The band, I guess, is back together. We didn't have a show while we were at Media Days, and last week T-Bob no-showed us. And I got to talk about this. Rougaron was here yesterday. It was the final game of the Baton Rouge Rougarous season. And T-Bob got to throw out the first pitch. And did I not, Muse, guarantee that there was no way? I think I said I would bet anything, if I'm not mistaken, that T-Bob would not throw a strike.
You said that, yes.
I said I would bet anything that T-Bob would not throw a strike. Paulie, would you mind pulling up the video here? Here is T-Bob's first pitch. If you're listening, you obviously aren't going to see this, but I want Muse to see it so we can talk. All right, T-Bob's a lefty. We got a little vertical video here, so it's not great. Wide step, low kick, and bloop. Muse, you watch a lot of baseball. Would K-Zone have given that a strike or a ball?
It'd have been a ball in the K-Zone.
That would have been a not close, is what that would have been. And I'm going to tell you what else was disappointing about this first pitch from Mr. Thabob. I do give him respect for going from the bump.
Yes.
Because a lot of people will go to the front of the mound and lob it. He went from the rubber, okay? So he gets points for that. But the sweeping action off to the right is odd. Let's get this again, Paulie. The sweeping action on the step, no confidence in the leg kick, the toss, or the follow-through. No confidence at all in any of it, which is why he left it short and wide. I give that a 4 out of 10 on first pitches. Like a 0, or the lowest you could get would be like Mariah Carey.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Cincinnati Mayor when it went into the dugout. Or 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Like those are where you have like 0s or 1s. Thabob here, I'm giving a 4 out of 10, and primarily because he went from the bump. Thought?
I'll go 4.5 out of 10.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's full numbers.
Full numbers? Okay, well, then I'm going to round up and go to 5, actually. I'll give him a 5. Well, no, I mean, there was some effort at least put into it to start.
That's why he gets a 4?
The follow-through was not good. The arm side run was good.
Stop.
No, I'll give him... I'll give him I'll give him something for the arms. It must have a little two-seam grip on there. I like it.
No.
Look, I mean, if it was an 0-2 count, you could get a chase.
No, it was terrible.
I'm gonna I'll give him a 5.
Okay, the pitch was terrible, so I'll take my victory lap there. I will say this, however, that I think Mr. Thabob has found his calling. Because as Rougaron told us yesterday here on the show, that it was gigantic promotion night for the Rougarou. I mean, where they had fireworks.
They had more promotions than innings.
Bring your dog to the park night.
Beers,
$2
beers or something like that.
$5
concessions or something.
I think they were letting kids actually play an inning.
Yeah.
Run the point night. The lucky fan gets to keep the jersey. All that sort of stuff.
Love it.
And they brought pro wrestlers from. I use pro very loosely.
They're indie wrestlers, independent.
Professional wrestlers, not Olympic wrestlers. Some goofball in a mask who is, looks like an hourglass, basically, or a pear. He looks like a pear. And this guy who looks like a pear viciously attacked T-Bob from behind on the field. If you've not seen the video, it's on T-Bob's Twitter. But I'm going to tell you this. T-Bob has found his calling. This video, go look on T-Bob's social media. I'm going to give my guy credit. He nailed it. This was flawless execution in every, and the more you watch this, the more elements of it you see. Number one, and primarily, the element of surprise, right? T-Bob is totally surprised here. He's hyping up the crowd. No indication of what's coming. No indication of what's coming. I'll rewind it here. So there's no indication of what's coming when he gets plowed from behind with a forearm to the back of the neck. No indication. He sells it by throwing the mic and the papers everywhere. Takes a big fall, right? He sells it. That's a big part of it. Element of surprise, and then he sells it. Now, meanwhile, while the rest of the bit's going on and this guy's getting hit with a chair and the Rougarou mascot who actually stepped over T-Bob, the Bob is laid out. You know, he's doing the thing where you just sort of like lay there and you act like your life, you just got hit with sniper fire, even though a guy just barely hit you with a forearm on the back of the shoulder. I mean, T-Bob's a giant. T-Bob outweighs that guy probably about 50 pounds. Like, T-Bob's so much bigger than that guy.
Probably.
Anyway, the element of surprise totally sold it, both the reaction to getting hit and getting up. And then also he's in costume. He's wearing a fanny belt and a silly shirt. I mean, he lives his life in costume, but I think T-Bob should probably stop doing media and go join a professional wrestling circuit, because I think, dude, he's huge. He is a huge human.
The paper toss on the cell was the best.
And the mic.
The mic was good, but the paper's going like separated and going everywhere. It's just even more added effect to the cell. I mean,
and look at the Rougarou mascot step over him, which is another part of this too, while T-Bob just lays there and writhes in pain, in feigned pain. I'm going to tell you, man, I wish this video continued so I could see how long it took him to actually get up. And because you can't just once the bit's over, once the bit's over, you can't just like pop up and then walk away. Like, you got to like really sell it all the way to where nobody can see you anymore, right? Yeah. I tell you, this was good. This was really good. For a low-rent, awful promotion of professional wrestlers, you look at this, you couldn't tell, honestly, who was the pro and who was the amateur.
Good chair shots in there, too.
I'm going to disagree.
You don't think so?
I'm going to tell you where they screwed it up. I like the stomach poke with the chair to double
Always
him over.
good.
Chair on the back, and then when the chair on the back, the guy pops up, needed to whack him in the face with the chair.
Yeah, I thought they were going to at first.
He did, and then he just leaned over again.
Doesn't it look like he's about...
He should have, and look, he leans over. Oh, get me on the back. That's what I'm telling you. The guy in the red hat is terrible. The guy who walloped T-Bob is awful. He's the worst one of the whole bit.
I think T should have took a chair shot, honestly. That would have been awesome.
I actually would have loved to have seen it reversed to where T-Bob would have maybe turned around, seen this, ducked, and then given him like a slam or something.
Oh, that'd been
like
good.
If T-Bob had been able to nail that guy, it'd have been
Hits the
huge.
comeback.
Oh, it would have been great. Would have been great. I wanted to talk about Chris Olave here, but this was way more fun. So we'll knock out our final break of the show and do Otter Locks. Remember, we are how did he do last night? Do we know? Did you check?
The Mets run line lost. So did the Dodgers run line.
Great. So another losing night for the Otter, which means you should be in full. If you're still playing, you should be in full fade the Otter mode. He is not locked in. It is very clear. He has lost the edge. He's living out in Del Mar right now. Fade the Otter. So we'll get what picks you don't make next on AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time, or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. You know where to find them, and of course, you know where you'll find them, which is all over town. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. You can't miss it. And always you can go to Google to read the reviews. This review came in about Brendan Wheeler. Brendan and Corey were very polite and informative about what they were installing and how to care for my system. They never stopped working, even though it was over 100 degrees in the attic. Cleaned up any mess they made. It was a pleasant experience dealing with these two, as well as everyone from River City's 1 Hour Air. Another 5-star review. If you have Home Central AC issues, call River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001 or 1hourbr.com for River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Kids have staked out their place at Ochsner Medical Complex The Grove, where more than 30 pediatricians and pediatric specialists are all conveniently located under one roof, so you can spend less time driving and more time keeping your kids well. Yes! It's no wonder kids call dibs at The Grove. Ochsner Health Center for Children.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you. Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to LA Contractors.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Pluckers. Remember, if you miss anything, AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org. One thing left to do. Find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks, presented by Workbox Services. For over 20 years, Baton Rouge's leader on on-site construction, industrial, and residential services.
So we turn to the one and only, the incomparable and all that incomprehensible, the Ottfather himself, Jimmy Ott. Otter, how are you?
Fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing really well. Looking forward to those Otter Locks tonight.
You fading, huh? I got
you. No. I'm not fading.
Build on. Let's go.
I am not fading. I am choosing not.
You're lying.
I'm not. I am choosing not to participate until you catch fire again.
Smart move.
That's what I'm doing. I am abstaining. So, for those who wish to continue with the Otter Locks or to fade, what do you got?
St. Louis and Michaelis against the Cubs tonight.
Okay.
I like them, but I'm not laying that. I guess consider me guilty as far as getting caught up in the hype. Press conference today. introducing Juan Soto and Bell. That's the new Padres. The thing sold out immediately. They're printing up 22 jerseys at Petco as we speak. They had some last night. The place is going to be on fire. So put them in the parlay. See what that pays. And see if it gets you even money. Cardinals, Padres, parlay.
All right. Cardinals, Padres, money line?
Yes.
All right. Give me a sec. You got anything else? Give me a second while I do this.
Nope. We're going all in on this one tonight.
Okay, man. All right.
Yeah, well, it's a limited schedule. They had like 8 games today. So
parlay is at. I'm coming back at plus 111.
1 minute remaining.
Let's do it, man. All right. Cardinals, Padres, parlay. That is the Otter Lock for tonight. We're under 60 seconds to go. Where's Handy tonight?
Handy's at City Slice, Pints and Pizza.
It's a good spot, man.
Outside the north gate of LSU, home of the 6-screen video wall, and he'll be hunkering down tonight. So it's a limited schedule tonight. A lot of big lines, and so showtime, first 5 is, but how can you lay that type of number with a team that's so bad? So that's what we got. We're going with that tonight. All in.
Game Time with Jimmy Ott follows us. Thank you, Otter.
All right, thank you, bro.
All right, be well. Of course, you can place that bet at the DraftKings Sportsbook. DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Get a risk-free, $1,000 first bet at the DraftKings Sportsbook app when you use the promo code Baton Rouge. We'll see you tomorrow.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, let me remind you about Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com, 288-8138 or ReliefWindows.com. Windows door siding, and I really, really, really want to remind you about their siding business. If you want to transform your home into a beautiful showplace in roughly 2 weeks, hardy plank or vinyl siding, that's the option. It's Relief Windows. 288-8138, 288-8138, or ReliefWindows.com. Remember, hardy plank or vinyl siding, there's so many benefits. It's durable. It's long-lasting. It's fireproof. It's not going to chip or crack or peel. It'll come finished in the color you want. And, of course, you always get the Relief Windows service. 12 months interest-free. They have financing options up to 7 years. It's Relief Windows. 288-8138, 288-8138, or ReliefWindows.com. Windows door siding, ReliefWindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care. It's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfectant